And we are live. Welcome. Whoa, voice crack. Are we live? Can we get a 1 in the chat just to make sure we're live? Welcome to the Whatever Dating Talk podcast. We are live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I'm your host, Brian Atlas, joined by my co-host, Bulma. She's a bit shy. We're coming to you live from Isla Vista, Santa Barbara County, California. A few quick announcements before the show begins. This channel is viewer supported, YouTube demonetization, all that. So please consider supporting us. You can send a super chat. I will answer all super chats intermittently throughout the show. We will display all super chats in stream overlay. We've got channel memberships, Patreon, merch, all links in the description. We need chat mods. If you're down to help, DM at whatever. If you're in Santa Barbara, you can even do it in studio. You can come hang out. And without further ado, let's get right into it. We're going to have the guests introduce themselves. So please tell us your name, age, occupation, school major, and current relationship status. And we're going to start over here with Gabby.
Hi, I'm Gabby. I'm a college student at UCSB. I'm studying Soc, and I'm 21. I'm single, and Insta's at Gabby Kaylin.
Okay, I'm Morgan. I'm 19. I'm currently not enrolled in school right now, and all my socials are momo.wood.
I'm Stephanie. I'm 20. I am in a relationship. I do have a podcast as well, Biceps and Bullshit, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And my Instagram is at YourFitMommy.
I'm also in a relationship too.
You gave your relationship status though? Okay.
Yeah. I'm Vina. I'm also a student at UCSB. I'm studying architecture right now, and my relationship status is complicated.
What does that mean? What does complicated mean?
There's no one I would officially call my boyfriend right now, so we're gonna go with complicated.
It's complicated. But are you currently is there a guy you're talking to?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay, got it.
Interesting. Okay, hi, my name's Naomi. I'm 20 years old. I'm currently a fourth year at UCSB. I study global studies. I'm also a waitress at Pizza. My relationship status is in a relationship as of recently, and I actually work with Rafaela here.
Yes. Hello, my name is Rafaela Griffith. I am a psychology student at Santa Barbara City College. I am single at the moment, and I'm also, like Naomi said, I'm a waitress at Pizza.
Rock and roll, cool.
Awesome.
And you said your relationship status is single, correct?
Yeah,
okay,
very
got it.
single. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. See, what does that mean, single? Like you're not, is there a guy you're talking to?
For me, no. I have no relationships with any guys at the moment in that sense, romantic way.
When was your last relationship?
My last relationship was last year. My ex and I broke up then, and we were dating for 2 years.
Why did he dump you?
Oh, good question. He did dump me. Oh my.
I'm assuming. I'm assuming there.
Yes, he actually did.
Oh, he did.
So it was complicated. I would say at that time I wasn't really the right mindset to be in a relationship. I was not very mature, and there's a lot of things I need to work on.
Okay. By the way, we have a comment here in the chat. Somebody, Justin Kelly, is saying that my mic is a little blown out. Can you guys in the chat just let us know? Is my microphone a little bit too loud? Can you guys let us know? 1, 2, 3. Sorry, guys, we're doing it live. We're still getting it figured out. We've been having a little bit of some audio issues. So, let me know if it sounds a bit too loud. But so the topic of the show today, and actually, you know what, Eric, why don't I have you pull up the little chart we have? Okay, so if you can see this, Eric, if you we're blocking a little bit. This is a chart of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh my gosh.
And he refuses to date a woman over 25. You'll see that in orange is Leonardo DiCaprio's age.
Yeah.
And then below it's the age of all his girlfriends.
I've seen this before. This is familiar to me. Yeah.
So Leonardo DiCaprio is certainly an outlier, but that'll kind of bring us into our first topic, our first question.
Okay.
And Eric, if you want to go ahead and just bring it back, and you guys are free to share your thoughts on that chart too. But what do you guys think about age gaps in dating? And just, I want to make it perfectly clear, I'm referring exclusively to adult relationships. Both people are over 18.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, a 35-year-old dating a 25-year-old. And we're going to start with Rafael.
Okay.
Rafaela.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is such a tricky question for me because I think it all kind of is like circumstantial. Like, I don't know, like me personally, I'm not really attracted to older men. And I feel like it would be, I don't know, I'm uncomfortable when older guys are into me, like in that sense. So I probably would not date someone older in the sense of like, I don't know, 10 years older.
I was going to say, what age gap
Yeah,
would
I
it
think
be?
like 10 years or like 8 years. I don't know. It just really depends. But if like someone's into it, if you're into it, then I think that's okay.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it. If it's not hurting anyone, then yeah.
Honestly, for me, so I do have an opinion on it. I have like gone on dates with older men. I did go on a date with a man who was 37 when I was 19, which was a large age gap, but I actually really liked him. But looking back on it now, I'm like, from his perspective, that's a little weird, you know? It's like a little bit too much of an age gap. I think appropriately, like my sister met her boyfriend when she was 21 and he was 27. And there was like a 6-year age gap. So I think anywhere from like 1 to like 10 years max, if you're like 20 and above, I feel like is okay. I feel like if you're 18, you're freshly out of high school, and say you're dating like a 27-year-old, I feel like that's grooming a little bit. I feel like
You just don't know anything.
Yeah, you're too young, you're too innocent, you haven't been out in the real world, you know? So
Wait, what was the example of the age difference that you just provided?
for my sister and her boyfriend?
No, the one where you're like, that's a bit
Oh.
groomy.
Oh, like if you're like, say if he's like 27 and like dating an 18-year-old girl, like fresh out of high school, like I think that's just like a little too much because, you know, like they're 18, they're freshly graduated, they haven't like, because I feel like college for sure definitely ages you a lot. It gives you a lot of maturity, kind of helps you figure out your life. When you're fresh out of high school, you really don't know a lot, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of my viewpoint on it.
So would you object to that sort of relationship?
Yeah, like say if I saw like an 18-year-old freshly graduated high school and she's dating this 27-year-old, I would say no, like that's not okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Like it should be illegal?
no,
or
not like
you're
that.
just
It
like-
should be illegal because I mean, like everyone's different. Like say this maybe like an 18-year-old's been through a lot of life experience and they have life experience, and it all depends on like mentality and maturity. But from like the guy's perspective, and he's like 27 and like been an adult for like 9-10 years already, and like he sees his 18-year-old girl and is like, yeah, I want her fresh out of like fresh, you know. That's just my viewpoint.
Vina?
I kind of agree. Like it's like circumstantial. Like if you're 18 and 27 in that example, like you're in college, like you're like barely experiencing things. If you're 27, you're kind of like, you're probably working or like maybe doing something, and you're like at different stages in your life. So I feel like I would also like object to that. And it goes both ways, like men and women. Like if I was 27, I wouldn't want to date an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
And so I would question why men would.
Okay. I'll give my piece afterwards. I'll let you guys all answer. Go ahead.
Well, here's my thing. My mom, for example, met my dad. My dad was in his like late 20s somethings. My mom was like 16. She got me when she was 17. And my dad was like still in his late 20s. And so right now my mom's 36, my dad is 50. And so there's an age gap. And I feel like I personally don't see it different just because I don't want to say like in Mexican culture, but it's just normalized. It's totally okay for there to be an age gap just because you see the stories of like people coming together to the States and like it's like that. So I was just like seeing in my like growing up, I saw it as something normal. Like you, I also dated not dated, we were like talking. I dated someone, he was 23, I was 18. It was a couple months. It was a lot of talk about like, oh, are you ready to move out of your parents' house? Like, I can get you an apartment type thing. And it was like too soon, too fast, just like you said. Like he was definitely like, you're fresh out of high school, like I want you. Yeah. So it didn't work.
So I agree with like both Steph and Naomi. Like, yeah, my mom, she was older than all her boyfriends though, but she had my siblings like very young, like 16. And like, I don't know, but then like also like Naomi, like, why would a 27-year-old even go for someone that's 18? You know, like, I don't know. I feel like it's just weird. Like go for someone like that's 25, like your own age, someone who's experienced. But I can't really say anything because I dated someone that was 19 when I was 15. So.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Very illegal. Like,
Oh man, you can say that shit on the stream. All right, we're ending the show. The show is over. Wow. Okay. So, let's not talk.
Yeah, we're not. We don't even
We're not
have
going to go into that. She was joking, guys. She was just joking about that.
Don't even know that.
Chris
guy.
Hansen, if you're watching, she was joking. Okay. Gabby, why don't you go ahead?
I also agree with what everyone has said. I feel like it really does depend on like the age and how large the age gap is. I feel like it's more okay if like once both partners are like after 30 years old, because I feel like then they've had like enough experiences and stuff, and they're also very like mature and an adult. So I feel like after 30 is like more okay, but age gaps when you're below, it's a little questionable or very questionable.
I think like at least over like, I don't know, maybe like 30, but once you reach like 20s, like anywhere from like the age gap, like say someone's 20, anywhere from 20 to 30, I think that's like the benchmark when you get that kind of like experience, you know, like my sister was 21, her boyfriend was 27, and like they've been together like 6 years, you know, like she had a very mature like mindset at 21. So I feel like my opinion is like once you hit that like 20-year-old benchmark, or like just your 20s in general, that's when everyone is kind of on the same wavelength.
That makes sense. Wait, hold on. I just have to go back to this. You were 19.
No, he was 19.
Oh, he was 19.
Yeah, I was 15. We started talking.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
I was a freshman. He was a senior.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
gross.
that's not the kind of age gaps that we're going to be talking about.
Okay.
But yeah,
illegal
no.
ones.
Yeah. We're talking, just again to clarify, adults.
Over
18 and above
Yeah.
could be a 25 and 35-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, just want to make that clear. Adult relationships. This is so okay. Interesting, very interesting. And so it sounded like most of you said one of the examples that you guys gave was like a 27-year-old dating an 18-year-old. That is a bit. You look at that, even though they're both legally adults. You do look at that in a bit of a strange way. And is that only in the direction of a man dating a woman, or would you also similarly look a woman dating a man? Not so much you putting yourself in that position of, I wouldn't want to date a guy who's younger just because he's immature, but just from you're looking at it from the outside and saying, that's kind of, is it creepy for a 27-year-old woman to be dating an 18-year-old man?
Yeah, I think
Yes?
it's like both ways. It's
Really?
not a double standard. I think if you're
Okay.
a woman and dating a younger guy, it's like the same as a guy dating a younger girl. It's both ways.
Okay. So you guys have all heard the term cougar,
Yeah.
right? So that the cougar scenario, no bueno. I feel like cougars are like mid-30s and above, though.
Yeah.
Like 35
But like
plus into their
if you're
40s.
27 and dating someone that's 18, like
It's like a teenager still.
yeah, that's a child.
That really is.
It's still a child.
Not
I
a
mean,
child. Let's not say
Technically
child.
not a child, but like
Technically.
he's legal, or he or she is legal, but like not experienced life yet.
Yeah, like right out of high school.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we can all agree here in terms of maturity. Age doesn't always necessarily dictate maturity, because I'm sure you guys have met
1,000%.
a lot of guys, probably, you know, some girls too, that are your age or older, and you're like, this motherfucker's immature. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah. Why don't we, Eric, can we have you pull up a video? We're going to react to a video. So you're going to just hit Control Tab. Okay. Before you play it, Eric, this is a video. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Mr. Andrew Tate.
Oh,
Very controversial individual. Very funny individual.
No, I've seen
Maybe
him.
you've seen him on TikTok.
Yeah.
And he, this is appearance he did a couple months ago on Your Mom's House podcast. Very funny podcast. This is one of his more interesting interviews he's done. Eric, I think you're going to have to probably boost the audio on the keyboard. Boost it up to like 60, I think. Hold on. Let me just do a little soundboard test. Boost it up to 70 for us. Sorry, guys. We're doing it live. We're still figuring this out. 70. Okay, go ahead and play. Then we're just going to hear. Oh, actually, before you play it, in chat, if the audio on this is messed up, just let us know. One in chat if the audio is good, I guess, or bad. I just gave you mixed instructions.
1 or 2.
1 in chat if the audio is good. 2 in chat if the audio is bad. I think you just need to press the space bar to go ahead and play it, Eric.
You know what's so attractive about younger women? Because a lot of these dudes talk about fertility and looks and stuff. I don't actually think it's that. I think that in the modern world, in the days of old, right, you'd meet a woman, you get married, you'd be together, whatever. In the modern world, if I meet a girl who's 33 and single, I know the amount of dick that's been through her before me is just simply unattractive. I don't care how nice you are, but you're 33 years old. How many men have fun? If I get a 19-year-old girl, I might be her second or third man, right? I'm going to be dude number fucking 29, and all the trauma and heartbreak and bullshit they put you through, you're going to try and bring to my door? Like, well, my last man cheated. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Like, why is that my problem? So if you pick up older women, you have to accept they've been on the carousel longer. They've had more fucking rides, more spins. I don't want that shit. When I see a beautiful young woman, I know that she has a very low body count. And also, but the truth is, women's mentality is absolutely connected to sex. If a woman sleeps with a bunch of men, it's harder to penetrate her mind and make her fall in love with you. It is unattractive, too. And it's unattractive. It is. But if she's had 30 dudes inside of her, she really gonna think, you know what, this guy's so special, or she's gonna think, you know what, he talked to me rude, I'll just go get a new guy. Whereas if a woman's only been with a few guys, she's much more likely to fall in love with you, be a better partner. The likelihood of her falling completely in love with you and staying loyal to you and really believing you're the only man for her after being through so much trauma and so many men and sleeping with so many dudes and having her heart broken and having those memories of her ex and all that crap she's been through is far less likely than meeting a nice, young, beautiful girl who hasn't been with many men and she goes, you know what, this is the guy, I like him. Every woman who knows this and every man who watches this can be honest. Women fall in love with the person they lose their virginity to or their second or third guy. They really remember them. They really love them. Any woman who slept with 50 dudes, she doesn't even remember who most of them are. She doesn't care. If a woman slept with a bunch of men before you, she's less likely to stick it out through a difficult period in a relationship. She's more likely to just say, you know what, new answer's new dick.
That's a pretty good answer.
And that's the truth. Let me make something clear. If I meet a beautiful 30-year-old woman, I'm not saying I won't sleep with her.
That's pretty fucking old.
Yeah.
30?
I know.
What are you, crazy?
There's been times I was drunk.
Okay, that's it. You can bring it back, Eric.
He's an idiot.
Okay, so let's hear your guys' take on that, Rafaela.
Yeah, very controversial, I would say. I don't agree with what he's saying. I mean, I need to think about this because, like, also he's obviously like over 30. So
I believe Andrew Tate is 35.
Yeah, he's probably slept with a lot of people, and I don't know, like, I need to think about this more.
It is. This actually touched on the conversation we had our last show, so he kind of goes into body count too, a little bit there. We can maybe talk about that later, but why don't you go ahead and give your take?
So, I mean, so he's saying that, like, the reason why he likes younger girls is because they're more likely to be loyal. They have less trauma, less heartbreak.
And
But
they've hooked up
with less people. But you know what? Like, if a girl has had one boyfriend that's, she like lost her virginity to and she was in love with, and he cheated on her and he broke her heart, she's gonna have the same amount of trauma as any other girl that's talked to a bunch of guys. So I don't think there's that much validity to what he's saying.
It could be both, though.
It could be both.
She's had a long-term relationship, got destroyed by her boyfriend, and then also just had 100 partners.
Yeah, it could be like this one girl is like used to not committing to anyone, so maybe she has commitment issues, but maybe this other girl who's been with one guy and been heartbroken also has extreme trust issues because of that one guy. She's traumatized by that one guy versus one girl is traumatized by many dudes, but it could be the same trauma and same trust issues, you know? So I don't think there's that much validity to what he's saying, you know? That's my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a little bit hypocritical. Like, it's like if the girl's been doing whatever and she's older and she's been hooking up with all these guys, whatever, and she has all this trauma, but like the guy's older, he might have done the same thing. So you guys are at the same level, so you guys should know what maybe both of you have like been through and understand each other maybe to a level. I don't think that like your body count and stuff like that goes into account of like trauma and everything else.
I think everyone has like experiences that lead them to the way they are. For example, I broke up with my ex-boyfriend in high school, and I had what I call like a little hoe phase where I was just like, you know, on apps and like trying to meet someone that's gonna take the edge or whatever. And it was like through that I like gained my confidence, because I was able to like stand up for myself and really see what I want in a relationship, what I don't want in a relationship. So like that's kind of my take on that. But I do get like the validity thing is like it goes both ways. Yeah.
I had to think about this. You can go.
Gabby?
Just like what Vina said, it's very hypocritical because he's 35 and he's also had that like same experience, or like has had a lot of experiences maybe, so it is like very hypocritical. And also like if you meet someone and you like really love them, you shouldn't take that into account for, you know, like if someone has trauma, don't really like push them away for that. Like if you really love them, you would want to work through it with them. So yeah.
But I mean, it seems to me like what he's saying as far as the trauma goes is he wouldn't even let it go anywhere. If a girl's coming in and she's bringing a ton of baggage from her past relationship. But so are you saying you would object to that component of it?
Object to?
Well, he's basically saying, hey, one of the things he says is if a woman's bringing past relationship baggage to his new relationship, that's an issue. But you're saying we should be more understanding. Yeah. Is that what you're saying? We should be more understanding and...
Yeah, like if you really love her, you should be more understanding.
But I mean, you don't immediately love someone when you first meet them, for example, right?
I guess that is true. Yeah.
Like if a guy came to you that are you single currently?
Yes.
Okay, guy, he was torn up about his last ex. You're gonna feel like you might not want to take this guy seriously, right? Because I mean, at least my take on it is, when you meet somebody new, I think both people should have worked through their stuff, and then they can, because it's not good to go into a relationship with baggage.
If you're still dwelling on your ex, I don't think that you should be trying to meet new people.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, don't a lot of people though try to get over relationships by meeting somebody new?
Do not agree with that.
I'm not saying they should, but a lot of people do.
But like then that's just hurting someone else. Like if you're trying to get over someone and get under someone, like that's just hurting the other person. Like you're creating more chain of events that are like bad.
But I feel like you also have to think about it, like we're thinking about it as a female perspective, like, yeah, of course we don't want to get hurt, of course we don't want someone, but like at the same time, they do the same thing to us and we allow it, like, and we don't know that that's happening sometimes.
Who's they?
Men.
Who's
men? Boys.
Men.
No, correct it. Boys.
Boys.
They're not men.
Little bitch boys.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know. that was, I don't know, something I had to input. It's like, I feel like we think a lot about, like, us. Like, of course we don't want to be that person on the receiving end where, like, we're getting, like, a guy's getting over their ex-girlfriend with us or whatever, but they do it to us.
Yeah. Okay, let me put it this way. Like, so both parties going into a relationship should be fully healed, you know, from their 100%. Past. You know, they might still have a little bit of trust issues, but that's something, if it gets serious, that you guys work through together. But I also don't think, like, body count and how many people you've been with has no account into that.
It should not matter.
It should not matter. Like,
body count shouldn't matter.
No.
As long as you are healthy, loyal, and respectful and clean.
Yeah.
I ask. Add. Like, it should not matter at all. Like,
does everyone agree?
Yeah.
Body count should not be a consideration when choosing a partner.
No.
If you're
Rafa?
going into a mature relationship.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I mean, the past is, I don't know.
So the past is the past. Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah, pretty much. Like the past.
Would you date a guy who previously slept with prostitutes?
If he's clean,
It's the past.
he has to be clean.
Okay.
The past is the past.
Depends. Like,
Okay.
A dozen prostitutes.
it just, it'd be questionable because I would wonder why he would feel the need to pay to have sex. Like, why
See, that's different.
he couldn't, like, did he feel that he couldn't find that without having to pay for it?
Well, it is harder for men to get sex than it is for women.
Yes, it is.
Does anyone disagree with that one?
This
No,
is like the
that's true.
second conversation I've had about this like topic. My boyfriend and I have gone through this topic so much.
Yeah.
Yes, and I've gotten so mad at him.
So what's his take? What's your boyfriend's take?
So he thinks that, like, okay, you know the, like, lock and key saying, like, there's one certain key to unlock the
Here, you want me to?
Whatever.
I'll
Yeah,
deliver it.
please.
I'm going to deliver it. So a lock that opens too many keys is a shitty lock, but a key that opens many locks is a master key.
Yeah. So
that's what he says.
Yes.
I didn't say that. Your boyfriend. I was just quoting your boyfriend. And but you disagree with that.
I mean, if they can run through girls, why can't, like, girls have fun as well? I'm, like, mind you, I have a body count of 2. So I'm just sticking up for the people that, like, live their life, you know? If you are clean, you are healthy, you're respectful and loyal, it doesn't matter what you do in your past. As long as you get into a relationship, you are loyal to that man and that man only.
Yeah.
Well, there are two different things there. So you were saying how initially we were talking about who has an easier time getting laid.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
And then what was the other piece?
And then, like, the body count of, like...
And then the body count thing. Okay.
So he did say that, like, women do get a lot of more attention than guys.
And you disagree with that?
I mean, he said that, like, if a woman on average of, like, I don't know, ranking of a 6, and then a man of a 6 as well, DM 50 people, majority of the guys would respond to the girl, and then the girls would not kind of respond to the guy.
And you said if it's like a 6.
Yeah, you know, like an average good-looking male or female, just DMing 50 people. He said that the girls would get more responses.
That guy, he can be left on red. He's not even getting a hi back. Ain't nobody talking. Who here has, like, gotten a DM from a guy that you don't know, but he's sliding into your DMs?
Like, okay, like saying, like, wanna fuck?
Or just being like, hey, beautiful, hi.
Oh, yeah.
Like, or just like
all the time.
all the time. All the time. Why don't we just go around the table, like, just estimate, like, how many guys who you don't know, or maybe acquaintances, or maybe have a class, have DM'd you, and it was clear it was kind of a romantic interest sort of thing.
Is this like
over 100, just over 100
In general,
in,
like,
all
ever?
time or like
all
like,
time.
Oh,
We
God.
lost track.
All time.
Pull up
That's
the
a hard
Instagram
number.
request.
I know.
The unknown, like,
Yeah.
followers.
The hidden request.
Yeah. Hundreds, like, of all time ever, like, You know,
Yeah.
there's probably definitely like hundreds.
But it's
Hundreds,
bots,
hundreds,
though.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
some of them are bots.
Yeah.
It's all on social media too for the majority
Yeah.
of it. you
Yeah.
know.
Why don't we
People
just go
like to
around the
try
table
sliding
really
things.
quickly? Just like if it's over 100, just say if it's over 100.
I
Gabby,
would say over 100 all the time. Yeah.
Probably over 100.
over 100.
Likewise.
Over 100. Anyone over? Should we bump it to 1,000?
I don't want to go that far.
Let's just say over 100.
Yeah.
Over 100.
Over 100, yeah.
Over 100.
100.
Over 100 for
Over
sure.
100. Okay. So unless you're like really good looking guy, using your rating scale, let's say a 9 out of 10, ain't no girls DMing guys. Okay, let me flip it. How many guys have you DM'd
Oh.
that like you're sliding into their DMs? Let's start here. And do they have a blue check?
Yes, I think it was only one that I
Timothy
DM'd.
Chalamet?
No. Maybe he's
Admit
next.
it.
No, but
He told me.
No, it was actually Pierce Brosnan's son, and he responded. And this was when
What?
I was like 17. But yeah, I slid in his DMs on Instagram,
And you, how old was he?
he was also 17.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saved. Wait, so he responded,
Mhm.
and that was the sole one guy that
I'm
you
pretty
DM'd?
sure that was the only time I've DM'd a guy.
100% success rate.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm actually a fan of sliding into guys' DMs. Like
When you're
I'm pretty
single.
confident and like I don't care about shooting my shot because I'm not gonna lie, most of the time it's successful. I definitely have slid in some TikTokers DM. This one, he's got like 10K. He's followed by like Vinny Hacker and stuff. He actually responded and like started sliding up on my stuff. Definitely a few athletes.
Wait. Sliding up into your you're talking about Instagram still.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
got it,
yeah,
got it.
yeah. So like I slid into his DMs and he actually responded. I didn't think he was gonna respond. And
Wait,
then
you slid into his, then it was
mutual.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
he would like respond, and now he like still slides into mine once in a while.
have you guys met up?
No, we haven't.
What do you
He lives in Oregon, so like he was in LA. He was in LA like over the summer, but I was still in school, so like I was just too busy. But he wanted to like meet up and like everything. And I've also like slid into a few athletes' DMs before.
any responses?
Yeah, a few responses.
Athletes.
Yeah,
Blue checks?
I do know a blue check, but
Did
I
he
know
respond?
him. I know
You don't have to name him, just
it's not from. I know him personally. We like
Okay.
are from the same hometown. So I've known him for like 4 years, and I knew him before he was a pro athlete.
basketball player?
Football.
Football. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, but it sounds like you've initiated a few DMs on Instagram.
Yes, I have.
And you've gotten some responses. Have you ever been left on red?
I have.
Okay, but it sounds like what, 50%?
No, more
Success
like
rate?
70% success rate.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I've slid into like a handful of guys' DMs.
Okay.
But I feel like my success rate is probably like 90%.
Yeah.
Here, just move this a little closer.
They like, I feel like most of the time they respond. Even if they're like gonna cut off the conversation or something later,
Mhm.
they'll still respond.
So, just curious. So you DM a guy. What do you say? That could be
You
interesting
know,
to have everyone go
It's
around the
usually
table.
like a story slide up or something. I don't know if I've ever just like gone and been like, hey, hi.
So you're not even saying,
No, it's
typing
not
words.
like me initiating
it's
it.
like
Yeah,
just
it's
an
like-
emoji
just like-
reaction.
No,
to
I'll
the-
type words, but it's still like a swipe up from a story. It's never like I go on their page, click message, and like.
And then
DM them.
the guy respond.
Yeah.
He'll pick up the burden from there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from there, like, what are you hoping together? Are you trying to date this guy? You want to hook up? Like, what are you angling for?
I don't think there's like that much intention behind it. I think it's just like, I think you're cool. I'm gonna see what's going on here, and that's it.
Okay.
See where it goes, whatever.
Okay. And what about just you two really quick again? So when you did message guys, what did you say? Just hi?
So I have like slid up on stories and stuff, but that one guy I gave an example of, I was like, oh hey King, I think you're cute. Like here's my number. Like
You called him King?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
Rafa?
don't really remember what I said. It was probably so cringy. I was 17 at the time, so I think I said something like, I don't know, along the lines like, hey cutie, you're cute, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. And that was the Pierce Brosnan's son?
Yes. Yeah.
I think we just doxed him, but okay.
I know.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have said
Okay.
that because people can probably find him. Wow. And Pierce Brosnan, 007. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go on this side. So the question is, have you ever slid into a guy's DM? And if so, what did you say?
Well, the DM I sent is why I'm in a relationship.
Oh.
So, well, but it was more of like I wanted him to come on my podcast, and so I had never met him. He was into fitness, and I wanted some more like fitness enthusiasts, and so I DM'd him, and he came on, and we met, and
That's so
it went
sweet.
from there. Yeah, but it wasn't anything like, hey, sexy. You know? It was just like, hey, how are you? Like, we had already been like mutually sending each other messages, so that was it.
Mm.
But yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, the only DMs that I ever sent were like on TikTok, and then I would like go onto their Instagram and be like, hey, like you're cute, you should message me. Or like, hey, like just like something stupid, but I'm in a relationship and the only DM I DM is my boyfriend.
So wait, you and your boyfriend, you had DM'd him?
No.
Or you met in person? Or
Yeah, I met him in
okay.
person. We went to the same school.
Got it. Gabby?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I really have like slid into somebody's DMs like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just scared.
You're scared?
Yeah.
Why? Of rejection?
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't really do it. I let people DM me or come to
Yeah,
me.
I was like, there's enough in the DMs.
Right.
So it's
You
cool.
probably have a large enough pool to kind of select from the guys that are coming to you, right?
I
Be it
guess,
in
yeah.
person, because I don't know if you go to parties or whatever, or just who here is on a dating app currently? Anybody? Nobody?
No.
No. Nobody's on a dating app. Nope.
No.
Stop the cap.
Somebody's on a dating app. Hey, no shame.
I mean, I still have like my old dating apps, but like I
Was it
haven't like deleted
Farmers only.
them. Christian Mingle. Just like Tinder and like Hinge, but
Christian
like
Mingle. Yeah. That's a good one, right?
yeah.
My accounts are like active, but the app is like gone.
Got it. Okay. But you've been on dating apps at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
For sure.
Okay, got it.
Tinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back
How
in the
did
day.
we've kind of meandered slightly. So we were talking a bit about the ease in which with both genders can get laid.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of where we initiated. Well, what we've just established, Exhibit A, in saying that it's generally, I would say, it's a bit easier for y'all.
Yes.
So, but you disagree.
No, I mean, I agreed with him on that part.
Oh, you agreed,
I
but
was
it sounded like you disagreed. Oh, but you
I just
were
got
upset
angry.
about maybe the double. You were upset maybe by the double standard.
Yeah, of
that-
like if guys can hoe out, why can't girls?
Right.
As long as you're literally clean. That's the whole point. Like, just live your life. If you have a past, okay, cool. But now you're getting into this relationship and you're gonna stay loyal, you're healthy. What's the problem?
Yeah. I agree.
It's all about the current situation,
Yeah.
mindset.
Why are
And-
you dwelling on the past?
And I forgot if I went around on this. So everyone here thinks body count doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. I think it does matter. This is kind of what we talked about on our last show. So, I mean,
Okay, tell me your viewpoint. And I
Yeah,
can give you
why?
examples of like me and my boyfriend now.
so let me think here. So the first one is kind of obvious, but it always seems to be avoided in this discussion, is STDs. If someone's more promiscuous, they have a higher likelihood of having an STD. Now, it's certainly the case that someone could have had sex one time, the very first time they have sex, they lose their virginity, they get herpes. It's certain. I suppose it's possible. I think it's unlikely, but if you've had more partners, the fact of the matter is, there's a higher risk of you having an STD. If I sleep with 100 women, I'm probably more likely to get an STD than if I sleep with one. And vice versa, of course. So there is a STD risk there, and there's curable ones and incurable ones. It's honestly just simply unattractive. And the thing is I think men and women are different. I think men and women seek out different things from the opposite sex, or I guess, well, let's just speak about heterosexual relationships. But in the same way that, let me go ask the table. So who here would prefer dating a guy that's taller than you? Show of hands. Doesn't matter. So you date a guy who's shorter than you.
I mean, my boyfriend's 5'9" and I'm 5'4", and he.
I think that's a 5-inch difference.
It's not like, but it's okay. Fine.
Well, I mean, even though your current boyfriend is 5'9", that doesn't necessarily preclude that you would date a guy who's shorter than you.
No, yeah.
But that's what I'm asking. If you would date a guy who's shorter than you.
Yeah.
Would you date a guy who's, how tall are you?
I mean, I'm 5'2", so I mean.
5'1" king.
5'1",
5'1" king.
right? But like, no, my boyfriend's also, he's 5'7", I think, and it's like a 5-inch difference. Also, I've actually dated someone a little bit shorter than me, and I didn't like it. So I guess you could put me in that category, but now I just wouldn't care really.
Gabby, 6'4" and above.
She wants NBA babies.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but would you prefer to date a guy who's taller than you?
Yeah.
So this is a difference between men and women. Most men don't really care about a girl's height. They do care about other physical traits, but generally speaking, most guys don't care about a girl's height, whether taller or shorter than them. I think some guys have. Most guys don't really
Kevin
care.
Hart
Most
vibes.
guys don't care about height.
Yeah.
So in that same way, the things that women find attractive in men may not necessarily find attractive in women, and vice versa. And in that same way, there's some things that men might care, not all men, but men might care about in a partner that women don't care about. And one of those things is promiscuity and sexual purity, so to speak. Do you want to know more reasons why, or you wanted to come in, so let me let you come in and then I can finish my piece.
Okay. So I understand wanting to know like a person's like history, I guess. In my opinion, like it doesn't matter. So like say two people meet, you don't know, they're like, you know, like I don't care about like knowing my boyfriend's body count, but like what I would care about knowing is if he has hooked up with someone that I know, or like if there's someone in the room or someone in a situation that like, you know, like if like say we're like at a party and he's hooked up with this girl, I'd want to know that. And like, and I'm sure he'd want to know the same thing. Like, you know, like if there's this person around that's like present, like I understand wanting to know, have you hooked up with this person or not, you know? But I honestly, like me and my boyfriend, we don't talk about body count. Like I haven't told him mine. He has told me his, but like I don't tell him mine, and I don't care to. I don't think it matters. Like I wouldn't have cared to know his. And like that's just something that
he just offered it up.
Yeah.
Or did you ask him?
No, I didn't ask him. We were just like having conversations, and like he was like, "Oh, like, yeah, this is mine." I was like, "Okay, cool." Like, I don't really care to know.
Okay, just interesting point. Just a show of hands. Who here thinks body count doesn't matter? Shouldn't matter? That was a hesitant.
I know.
Hesitant.
It's okay to disagree.
So, let me ask you guys a follow-up question. So, body count doesn't matter. What's your body count?
I'm blessed.
Oh my gosh.
Into the
5.
microphone, please. 5?
5. Yeah.
That's the real number?
Yes.
Okay. Be honest, guys. Be honest with you. Go ahead.
2.
2? Yeah, you told us before, right?
5.
5.
I'm not gonna comment.
You're not going to tell it. But I thought hold on. You just said it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah.
So
why
not?
I don't think that like a person should be judged on how many people they've been with, or that it should hold any weight in your current relationships and how two people feel about each other. you know? Like,
but why not say it then? If it doesn't matter, be the change you want to
also
see in the world.
because I don't know if my family is watching this or not.
Okay, mom and dad, turn off the stream.
My parents think I'm a virgin.
Mom and dad, her chastity is intact.
Yeah, never
She's
had
just
sex.
she's just
Log off.
just held hands. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think they turned it off. Do you want to just say the number now?
No.
They're not watching. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead, Raphael.
Oh my gosh, you put me on the spot. 5.
You know what? There were too many fives.
I'm being honest.
There were too many fives. Hold on, I got a little sound for us.
Multiply it by 3, and that's the real number.
No.
So 15, 15. Right? 5. Okay. So, yeah. There's another reason why I think guys care more about body count, and it's actually an evolutionary biological thing. Mm-hmm. So, and it comes down to paternity. So, can you guarantee that the child is yours? Now, every single woman, if you have a kid, you know that's your kid, but that's not the case for men. And so now in the past 40 years, they've figured out DNA, we can do paternity tests and we can determine who's the father. But I mean, one, paternity tests are not automatic. And secondly, even though with modern science, we've worked it out, there's been hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, and men still have that innate biological hardwiring where we do feel repulsed by female promiscuity, because someone who is promiscuous, there's a risk of the child not being yours.
Potentially, but at the same time.
You disagree? Go ahead, say your piece.
Me? Okay.
Oh wait, whoever.
Go ahead.
You go ahead. You
Okay,
start first.
Well, that's okay. So if a woman is in a relationship with a man and they're together, and if they're in a relationship, that's just saying that he's or she's cheating on him.
Yeah.
If he's unsure if that's his child.
Sorry, repeat that.
Yeah. So if a woman is in a relationship with a man and they have a child together, assuming that's his child, and he's thinks that potentially that child is not his, then that's just assuming that she's cheating on him. So it's in that sense. If she's loyal, then why would that be
a question?
Yeah.
Wait, so you say, obviously it's a biological thing that men are repulsed by women because it's biological, right?
Men are not repulsed by women.
By
Men are
women who
repulsed by
are
promiscuity.
Promiscuity. Why can't women be repulsed by the same thing?
I'm not saying women can't. I think it's stronger. I do think it is stronger in men it's because of the paternity thing. So, and again, men and women want different things, but I mean, I'm not saying that women would not take issue, and there certainly are women who are like, you know what, I just wouldn't want to date a guy that was a player and fucked 100 chicks. Yeah. In fact, we can go around the table would you date a guy that you knew slept with 100 guys before? Let's start with Gabby.
No. Would I date a guy?
Would you date a guy who has slept with 100 women before you? You're number 101. You're very special.
101 Dalmatians.
Oh man, I would have to think about this.
What if it was an NBA player? No, I'm kidding.
I feel like if we talk about it and kind of work through it, then it wouldn't really matter as long as he's clean. Then yeah, maybe.
So it wouldn't raise an eyebrow at all?
It would raise an eyebrow, so we'd have to have a conversation about it or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
I mean, my boyfriend does have not 100, but he does have a pretty high up there body count, and I mean, I'm with him.
So your boyfriend's a legend, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he dropped his crown.
He dropped his crown.
Me now, so.
He dropped his crown. He's
He
with
dropped
you.
his crown.
You're you made him change his ways.
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
I I mean, would I date someone I feel like my boyfriend is like a hoe on the low. Well, was a hoe on the low and like doesn't want to tell me, but I don't really care. I feel like I know who I am. I know I'm loyal. If they're secure in their loyalty, I don't think that it should be something that defines like my entire relationship.
So your boyfriend's a hoe is what you're saying.
I don't know. Maybe he was. Past tense, yeah.
I feel like I don't care whatever he did, like before we said we were exclusive. But like after that, that's what matters.
Mm-hmm. I agree on that. You know, it's like if we're like talking and like then we decide we're dating, we're exclusive, and he's loyal to me and we decide that we feel the same way about each other and we're focused on each other, I don't think it matters what happened before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I say body count doesn't matter, and like I do believe that, I don't know, I'm like on the fence with it, because I do believe like what's in the past is in the past, and if you're dating someone, then that's, you know, their focus is you. But if a guy did sleep with 100 people, I think I would be like that I was interested in. I don't know. I think I'd feel weird about it. But then again, like that wouldn't be like a factor for me to not date him.
I guess I should have framed the question differently. It's not like you're in a relationship with a guy and you're 3 months in and you're all of a sudden discovering that he previously slept with 100 people. It's you're first meeting him and you know this guy's a player. You know he's run through 100 girls. Yeah. So I mean, to me, even if I was a girl, I'd be thinking, okay, I'm interested in a long-term relationship. You can do whatever you want, right? But if as a girl you're like, hey, I want a long-term relationship, this guy's slept with 100 women before.
Yeah,
it depends.
You're gonna think like, yeah, this guy's a player. Like you're gonna feel a certain type of way about that.
I mean, I can't say like my boyfriend's hot as fuck. When I first met him, I was like, oh, he's probably fucked this entire city or something. And like, no, obviously it wasn't like that, but it did cross my mind. I was like, I wonder who is I'm gonna tell this, and like, oh, I know who that is, you know, like, and it's just like it is something that did cross my mind, honestly. But as I like continued, you know, getting to know him, it's like his character, what defines it, not that number that I heard or whatever, you know.
So there might be some stigma around it.
Yeah.
I think maybe on both sides. Like when you first meet someone, you know, like if a girl's approaching a situation like, oh, he's a player, like, I don't know about this. Or like if a guy comes in and he's like, oh, she's kind of a hoe, like, I don't know who she's been with. But, you know, it's like getting past that stigma and like getting to look outside of that and like see who the person is and how you guys like treat each other. And it's all about the personality and the character, especially for the women. I mean, I know it's different for men, but like it's how you guys connect, and you know if that's worth like pursuing it further. You know, so you might be willing to look past that and pursue it further if you guys connect well, you know. But of course there's going to be that thought the first hand, I think, on both sides.
Right. And like, I'm not saying that you can't, like, as a woman, you can't, if you want to sleep with a bunch of guys, go ahead, do it. That's your life. Live your life. Do what you want. But I'd also just add, both men and women, you know, you have the right to reject pretty much anyone for any reason. If the guy, you know, it could be their sexual past. It could be, you know, you don't like their personality. You don't like their physical appearance. You don't like some personality trait. You don't like that they previously ran around in a penis costume. I don't know, whatever it is. Talking about me right there. My past probably of some of my videos I did probably disqualifies me. Like, dude, this guy did all these weird pranks and stuff. Okay, so let me ask this question. Since, you know, history doesn't matter, past doesn't matter, would you guys date a guy who had previously committed multiple felonies,
like murder,
and did like, I don't know, 3 years, did like 3 years in prison? It's his past, right? No,
yeah, but
not
like
a problem.
murder.
We're talking about romantic relationships. Not like
what type of felony?
Let's just say he he armed robbery. How about that?
Will my life be in danger? Like,
I don't know. I'm not
I
sure.
like hot and spicy, but not that hot
Did
and
he do
spicy.
it for the thrill or like
Yeah.
to survive or like?
Did someone make him
I
do
feel
He
like
it?
really-
Someone
he
Yeah, like
re-
jail?
was he like?
He really wanted the. He was at a convenience store. He was hungry. There was a bag of Doritos,
Oh,
They
what?
committed armed robbery for a bag of
morally wrong.
and
He
then
What?
somehow he ended up in prison for 3 years for stealing a bag of Doritos. I don't know. He had a banana in his pocket. It looked like a gun. Next thing you know, boom, 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 armed robbery with a weapon. 3 years in prison.
I mean, I would talk to him and be like, were you in a hard time? Like, you couldn't
It was
afford a bag of
Doritos.
Doritos? Like, do
Was it
you-
a ripe banana?
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Let me ask a different question.
Yeah, that was
Or
a
no,
little
let-
bad.
Why don't we just go around the table? Would you date a guy with a criminal history?
Same as my answer before. I think it just really depends on what it is.
Yeah.
You just
Okay.
have to talk through it.
You have to
Alright,
be more
okay.
specific.
I'm going to just ask a different question then.
Wait, I have
Would-
an experience for that one.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So I actually dated someone in jail, and I
Did you have a conjugal visit?
I was dumb enough to set up like a GoFundMe and get him out of jail.
Oh, no.
Because I thought he was like he loved me and like it was just whatever. And I mean, yeah, I wouldn't do it. It was like trying to catch up with his freedom instead of trying to catch up into a relationship. So it was like I just felt like I was playing the pick me up girl, and it was just not.
Were you writing letters?
Yeah, were you a pen pal?
Was it like pen pal situation?
No, mine was phone calls. It was like I had the county jail already logged into my phone. Every
my
time I
gosh.
saw a phone, like county jail
SB
call
County
me.
Jail.
Yep,
Oh my
I was
God.
like, oh, that's him.
You're
Let
like,
me look
hello?
it up. What do you need? Turns out he was dating someone the entire time. Like I didn't even know, and now the girl wants to
Wow.
fight me every time she sees me. So, but
Pathetic.
Ew.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Did you know him on the outside before, or you got connected when he was already in
no,
prison?
I knew him on the outside, like already.
Knew him in the biblical sense, or
I knew. Well,
Like
we were
you're friends.
We
You're
were
friends, okay.
and then like I was like hanging out with him. Obviously, he was in the wrong crowd, so we were doing mischievous stuff together, and that's how our little relationship collided.
so you guys met in prison?
We met
You're a little
doing dumb
bad
stuff
boy.
together. Yeah.
Like you guys were crossing each other in the hallways. you were in the women's side. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So like you guys were robbing
Yeah, we were
liquor
robbing
stores
banks
for
and everything
Doritos,
together.
right? Okay, got it. Okay. The next question is, so would you date a guy who was bisexual? So he's previously slept with other men, and he was a bottom.
And he was a bottom.
I like how you.
Rafaela.
Yeah, I would date a guy.
No problem, not an issue. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Naomi.
I think he would, but not if he was a bottom. No, I'm kidding.
So if he was a top, it's cool. but- Okay, got it. Okay, Vina.
I would.
kind of like what Naomi said. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird.
Extra, you got extra competition too. Not
Yeah, you got
only.
both. You got both.
You gotta worry about
Everyone.
both sides.
I have to worry. Like people will be sliding in my boyfriend's DMs, and it'll be like, oh fuck. Like I was worried about the girls, and I have to be worried about
You
the
got
guys.
the dudes are
Yeah,
coming
a
in.
whole
They're
new
sliding
Yeah.
in the DMs.
There was this time, this is when my boyfriend and I were just starting to like date, and he would get this like Snapchat from this like guy in the army who was gay, and he would be like, send me photos, like your girlfriend doesn't mind. And I was like,
The fuck.
excuse me. And like he would send photos of me, and he would be like, yeah, like 3-way. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
no. So
What the fuck?
yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't mind. It just gotta stay away from both sides.
It
Okay.
definitely raises complications.
For sure.
Gabby.
Exactly what she said. I don't know. I don't really know because I feel like it would raise some complications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. What
Got
if he
it.
asks you? What if he asks you as a female, like, hey, can you stick it in my butt? And you're like,
Oh no.
Yeah, if he wants to get pegged,
yeah.
Then that's
No.
it.
yay or nay? That's
Nay.
I don't
No
think.
good?
Definitely.
I mean, I joke about like putting on like little strap.
You joke.
Joke, but I would
Yeah.
never
Is
like
the boyfriend in the chat? Can you let us know? What's his
Not in
name?
there.
First,
Tristan.
just Tristan. Are you in the chat? Do you think he's watching?
I don't know. I think he's still at work.
Tristan. Tell us the truth. She pressured you. She pressured you into it. Okay. So, Vina, thoughts? It sounded like you kind of wanted to peg the guy.
No, I don't think
okay.
I would.
I got it wrong.
Not my preference.
Not your preference. Okay. So you don't want to just dominate a dude.
I mean, you could still dominate, but it doesn't have to be pegging.
Okay. So maybe some other thing. Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. I don't know where I was going with that, but I have a question for you, Naomi.
Yeah.
I should have asked this during the intros. How frequently do people say, Naomi, like I moan backwards? Do you get that a lot?
I haven't heard that in years. I actually,
Really?
I don't get that a lot. I first heard it in like, I think like middle school and a couple times in high school.
Uh-huh.
I haven't heard it since then, no, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that can get annoying if you have like a certain name, or people who are really tall. Oh, you play basketball. And it's like, okay.
No,
you
it's
get it
like
so much,
that.
it's annoying. So I was wondering with your name if it's also like everyone's like, oh, like I moan.
No,
backwards.
usually I bring it up.
Oh,
Like
you
I'm
bring
like,
it
oh
up.
yeah, like that's my
Yeah.
name backwards, haha. But like it's not. I feel like sometimes people are intimidated by me, so like I don't
Right.
think they like
Sure.
bring it up.
Sure. We're going to read a couple super chats here. Let me just pull these up. Nameless Loser with the $5 super chat. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support. I'm 23 and have interest in a 63-year-old. The thought that he would most likely die much sooner than me is too big of a concern of mine to commit. I'm 23. Are you a man or a woman? Well,
The only.
I think he's
it's a
joking. I don't know if this person's
woman?
joking.
I don't know.
23 and have interest. I don't think a lot
I
of
would say
them.
it's a woman
It's probably a woman.
asking that question. Or
'Cause-
not question, but.
Because he's going to croak soon and she's going to get the
No,
money.
it's a woman because he said the thought that he
Well,
would. most
maybe.
likely-
Well, maybe it's
Could
like
be.
gay,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm 23
know.
and have interest in a 63-year-old. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that's certainly a consideration with age gap situations, because if they're geriatric, maybe they don't have a long time to live, and then you have to think about what is the young person's motivations in getting into a relationship with someone that old. It's just probably money.
Yeah.
It's got to be money,
Yeah, it
right?
has to be money.
I was just.
Maybe there's
about
some
to comment.
scenarios
if
where
it's-
it's love, but I mean, come on. Next super chat. Oh wait.
Not
Oh, they
joking,
can,
I'm a
sorry.
man.
Can you pull
Like
that
a
back up
man.
again? Not joking. I'm a man and another man.
Huh.
Nameless Loser. Is it love, or is it?
Is he sugaring you?
Age is
Yeah.
nothing but a number.
Word. All right, next super chat. Solo TV 84. Thank you for the $5 super chat, man. Appreciate it. A key that opens many locks is a master key, yet a lock that is opened by many keys is a crappy lock. To Miss Blonde.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's
really.
I think I went over that, but
Thanks. For
word.
the quote.
Hold on. Let me get you here. Solo TV 84.
Word.
Okay, Stephen Krug. Hey man, we missed you last stream. Where were you, dude? Good to see you again, though. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Much appreciated. Thank you for the support. Women are incentivized for a high body count because it could be perceived she's ultra desirable. Men are incentivized by low body count, ultra desirable women. At some point, Stephen Krug, have you been hitting the whiskey?
The wax
The
pen.
whiskey a little bit. By the way, Steven, are you from Santa Barbara? Because you mentioned something about UCSB the previous stream. But at some point, too many partners is negative. Women are incentivized. Can anyone parse what this means? Sorry, I love you, Steven, but I'm just trying to parse what you mean here. Women are incentivized. Women are incentivized for a high body count in a man. That's what he's saying. But he's saying be perceived she's ultra desirable. Men are incentivized by low body count, ultra desirable women. I think he meant to say he's ultra desirable. So women don't necessarily take issue with a guy who is promiscuous or has had a lot of sexual partners, because that means that a bunch of other women have picked him. He's probably more not necessarily, but he could be better in bed. He's more sexually experienced. And I think that could be an interesting question. Let's open that up to the panel. So I think most men wouldn't have a huge issue dating a woman who is sexually experienced. In other words, she might not be really know as well as what she's doing in bed, whereas I think it's a much bigger deal for women. If the guy doesn't know what he's doing in bed, it's a bit more of a deal breaker. Why don't we open it up to the panel? Let's start with Gabby.
So you're asking if it's a deal breaker if they're not experienced? Or?
So I'm asking, like, would it be an issue for you if the guy was inexperienced in bed? Let's say, we could also just frame this as, would you want to sleep, hook up with, or date a virgin?
I wouldn't mind if you're a virgin now.
You wouldn't mind dating a virgin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Same.
I've had someone ask me if I could take their virginity, and I had to decline simply because I didn't want to be that person. I don't know, you know, they fall in love with you regardless of whether they're like, I don't know, I'll block out my emotions. You'll fall in love. Like, it's your first time having sex, like, you're gonna fall in love, or not fall in love, but, you know, have some sort of like
Strings attached.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if it's not a relationship that I see I'm gonna, you know, be long term with.
Yeah, wait, can you like specify, like, is it just like a hookup, like take someone virginity, or like I'm a date this man?
Both.
Okay. If it's just a hookup, no. But if I'm gonna date him, then I can be like, okay, well, this is what I like, blah blah blah. So, you know.
So if it's just a hookup, you want it to be good. But if it's you see something being long term, then you'd be willing.
Like
then you
Steph
would be
said.
willing to like show him.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a turn off for you to like have to show a guy how to fuck you?
No.
Really?
No, because then you can tell him what you want, and
Okay.
like if like you're looking for a long-term relationship, he'll learn what he wants. I guess you don't want to actually like teach someone how to do it, but if it's a long-term relationship and you see an outcome out of it, like, why not teach him what you like?
Yeah.
Gabby, can we have you move the microphone a bit this way? To your left. Move it, scoot it to your left. A bit more. Perfect. Okay. Vina?
I agree. I don't think I would hook up with someone that hasn't had any experience, but I would date someone that doesn't have any experience.
Okay.
I wouldn't do either.
Why?
Well, for me, I think like, I have my own like sexual preferences, and like, just for me, that wouldn't be like ideal. And like, I also like, I would prefer the guy to have at least a little bit of experience. Like, doesn't mean he has to have been with a lot of people, or like someone who's like just experienced in bed. Like, say he's been with one person, but he was in a relationship. Like, I'd want him to like to be able to take the lead. You know, that's just my preference. I don't think I would.
When you say preferences, are you talking like BDSM, 50 Shades of Grey?
No, just like.
Because definitely a virgin ain't pulling that out of the hat
no,
the first time.
No, nothing
Handcuffs and
crazy.
Let me just fucking tie you up and all this shit.
No, like
Yeah.
nothing crazy, but like.
You'd want a guy who's leads, who's dominant.
Yeah, like
Okay.
in both aspects, like personality, or not personality, but like just like the romance section in general. You know, like I want a guy to take the lead. You know.
Sure.
So I don't think, and that's my preference in relationships. So I don't think a virgin would be able to fulfill that for me.
Okay.
I think I would both hook up and date someone that's a virgin. I mean, I don't really hook up with guys anymore, so I like don't really know if I.
Into the microphone?
What's that?
Oh, just into the microphone?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think being inexperienced means you wouldn't necessarily like know how to have sex, because I think you just learn in the moment. You know.
Yeah.
I think it definitely does help, but I don't know.
Also, like you say like you would like teach like a virgin like how to do whatever, like your preferences and stuff, but even when you're like dating someone new, even if they have experience, they don't know what you like still.
yeah.
So
It's
you
your
still have to teach
body.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. Certainly, I think there is a period of both people are learning
Yeah.
what the other person likes and what they don't like. So
Yeah.
actually, I think that's a very good point. I agree with that. But overall, this is an interesting panel with your, yeah. I almost feel like you guys are just intentionally, I could be wrong, intentionally changing up your answers just a bit, right?
What?
Like
No.
trying to switch it.
You know, just to almost like, you're almost playing devil's advocate against the questions I'm asking, just to kind of like a little bit. A little bit.
I don't think
Everybody. I know.
Everyone, no,
But,
I mean, these are
honest.
just my opinions.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so let's tie this back to, we've kind of meandered quite a bit.
Yeah.
So,
I know that happens.
and that sort of stemmed from our discussion on promiscuity, body count, doesn't matter. One of the things that generally I think guys, if you ask most guys, they'd probably prefer a girl who has a lower body count versus a higher body count. But kind of one of the things we got into was, well, what about sexual experience and how does that play into it? I think for a lot of guys, if the girl is inexperienced, we don't.
That's like a
we don't
bingo
give a
for them, I
fuck.
feel.
Wait,
I
wait.
feel like guys like that.
I
Do
mean,
you
I
guys
can-
prefer like if girls are less experienced? Is that like a turn on for them, or like?
I think so, and it's just a turn on that if a girl's been with less men too. But I mean, from just the experience place. I mean, if as a guy, I guess it would depend. If you're maybe inexperienced yourself as a guy, and maybe you're more submissive, and you actually prefer the girl to kind of be more dominant in the bedroom, then you'd probably be a bit more okay with it. But I think a lot of guys do prefer to be a bit more like leading, dominant. And so in that case, if you know how to navigate and lead, then if she's inexperienced, then she can just defer to your leadership and she'll kind of go along with the flow. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
I can see
Word.
that. Like,
Yeah.
I can see how that's true.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember where we were. Oh, we got one more super chat. Let me just bang it out while I have it here. Solo TV 84 with the $2 super chat. Miss Blonde is an undercover freak. I mean, I asked her about the 50 Shades of Grey thing. Do you want to just go into it, because Solo TV 84 here is very curious.
$2 curious.
Yeah, $2 curious.
I don't know if I can talk about that on camera.
Maybe what about broadly speaking? Can you talk about your preferences broadly speaking?
She has a boyfriend, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Have
you got a boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah, but I'll say my boyfriend definitely like fits my like sexual preferences. I don't know. I don't know. Like, what's your question?
Do you mean just like when you say sexual preferences? Do you mean just the type of partner you have, or do you mean when you're actually getting frisky?
I mean
There's certain
both.
activities.
Like, I like a man who's like dominant enough that I can fit
Be
grow
submissive.
more into my feminine energy.
Okay.
You know, like I like a man to take the lead, you know? And that way I can, cause you know, there's psychology behind this. I'm a hyper independent woman, so I'm in control all the time. I always have to be. So when it comes to my relationships, I like it when he takes the lead and I can step back from the driver's seat. So that's the way that I can put it.
And you said in real life, you're like very go-getter,
Yeah.
boss bitch type of thing.
Yeah.
And so are you in school right now, or you're working?
Yeah, I both.
And so remind me, what's your major?
I'm a global studies major.
And what do you do don't tell us where you work, but just tell us what you do for work.
I'm a waitress.
You're a waitress.
Yeah.
And when you're waiting, that's when you're in your just very
I'm very on
assertive,
very on top
position.
of my I'm very on top of my shit. I know what I do. I know what I do well. I like work 24/7. I did school Monday through Fridays, did work Friday through Sundays. Like I'm always on my shit.
Boss bitch.
Yeah.
always on your shit. Okay. Because
Yeah.
I've heard that when it comes to like service jobs or
Mm-hmm.
when you're being a waiter, there is a component of you are sort of
Switching personalities.
You're kind of being like, I don't know what the right word is, supplicating a little bit to the people at the table, like, oh hi, how are you?
Oh,
like,
you
so it is
definitely
kind
are.
of that. So, but So I'm just trying to kind of wrap my head around a bit more what you mean in terms of your work.
In every job, you
Yeah.
have to like
So it's
sit
like
down.
it's just like serving definitely is very like people are very cutthroat and you kind of have to be able to just take it. Like I have really
Right.
tough skin. People will say like, you can ask Raph too. People will say the craziest stuff and you just put your head down and like, okay, I'm so sorry about that. Let me see what I can do for you. Turn your head around and you're like, oh my
Man,
God.
fuck this table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you two work together?
Yeah, we do.
We're both servers.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
boyfriend works with us as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's also a server
Wow.
too.
It's
Yeah.
like a sitcom there.
Dude, the service
Oh.
industry is a reality TV show. I'm
really
telling you.
is, like-
Oh, I
They need a
imagine.
camera in the kitchen because it goes down.
Yeah, what are you guys doing back in the kitchen?
Oh my God, the
you
cooks
guys-
are insane.
Well, that's what
so
I've heard.
rude.
Cooks are.
Yeah, like all the cooks are
Crazy.
Hispanic, and like I understand Spanish, and they say some crazy stuff.
Like sometimes they
Do you
talk
speak
shit about
Spanish?
us.
I do speak Spanish.
Can you just give a few examples of what they say
Oh.
for our
like-
Spanish viewers?
Well, like every day I walk in the kitchen, they're like, "Hola, mi amor," and then one time this one
Okay,
cook, he was
that's
like,
kind of funny.
he's like, "Tienes hambre? ¿Quieres carne? Like you want meat? You want my meat?" And I was like,
Oh,
I'm-
¿quieres salchicha?
Oh my.
Like, do you
Yeah.
want sausage?
yeah,
Like,
just stuff like
no.
that, or like, yeah, just that type of thing. Very like crazy.
inappropriate.
Sounds like sexual harassment.
No, it is. It low-key is.
But you just give them a pass because you're like, whatever.
No,
Some people don't get offended by that sort of
sometimes
stuff.
I'll just be like,
I mean, it's like hard.
Give and
to,
take,
like,
maybe. You know, you
say-
kind of
Yeah.
give back a little bit. You're like,
yeah, no, I'll literally talk to him. I'm like, don't tell me anything. Like, you know, like leave me be.
Yeah. It's so inappropriate what they say sometimes.
Yeah.
They stopped, like, some of them just, like, stopped talking to me. Sometimes I
Yeah.
was just like, that's just not okay.
I was like, you need to relax.
hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely some shit that goes down in the kitchen, though.
Yeah.
It gets out of line sometimes.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. We got one more super chat here from Mr. Stephen Krug. Thank you again for the $10 super chat, Stephen. Really appreciate it. Men want women with a lower body count. I think he's maybe rephrasing his previous super chat. Men want women with a lower body count because it's more likely the woman is reliable for child care. Evolutionarily speaking, with contraception, the balance has changed, may cause population decline. Thank you for the super chat, Stephen. Do you guys want to comment on that at all? Any take?
It is true that there is a population decline because there are more contraceptives and more people are wanting to have kids less and less. But with contraception, I think people's mindsets have changed around having kids. And so, but I also don't think that relates to how good a mother someone would be as well.
Yeah, I don't think that relates to childcare, like being reliable for childcare if you have a lower body count.
Yeah.
Like, how does that relate?
He's trying to
Because that's
take-
not even in the same.
I think
He might be. I'm not sure if he's talking about paternity.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe in the essence of like wondering if that's my kid type of thing.
Yeah,
but
that's like different.
other
but,
than that, I don't think
like being a good mother, I don't think
Yeah.
relates at all to how many
your
people
body
you've had
count.
sex with.
Yeah.
Gabby, I know you're burning to answer this one.
I don't really understand what he's trying to say. I don't know.
Yeah, so I think basically, I think essentially what he's saying is that maybe men would view women with a lower body count. They might just be better mothers. Maybe? Because
Well,
it's more
that's
likely the
what I
woman
was
is
saying. I don't-
reliable for childcare.
But that has no correlation.
I'm not really, yeah. Evolution, with contraception,
Verify.
the balance has changed.
But, like, what's a low body count to certain people?
Well, I guess it depends on your age, right?
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I guess. Yeah.
So,
in your
Low?
opinion, I'm curious.
Yeah, so, like, if a 22-year-old you were talking to, like,
would you
what is a
expect?
certain body count that you're just like, okay.
Like, give us more than a certain
Good
number.
question. I'm curious.
so it obviously depends on age, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you'd certainly, someone who's been sexually active for 10 or 20 years, you'd give them a bit more leeway. Whereas if someone's only been sexually active for 3 weeks and they already have 10 bodies, you're going to be like, okay, that's, you went on a tear there. So it kind of depends. Honestly, I think the lower the better. But again, we live in 2022. So it's just kind of like promiscuity is on the rise. Dating apps, that shit is easier than ever for women.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's opened the door a bit for men, but I think like, so they've actually done studies on this, on the dating apps. And so basically what you have happening on dating apps, and this was happening to a bit to a lesser degree in the real world, but on dating apps, basically 80% of the women are after 20% of the men on dating apps. And what you also have is women rate, and there was a study that OkCupid did, which is like a dinosaur dating app. It's like a dating site at one point. 80%, I think, I'm trying to remember the exact wording, but most women on OkCupid rated 80% of the men as unattractive. Unattractive.
I heard about
and
this.
we can actually open this up to the panel. Like, maybe we can, I'm not sure exactly how I want to frame this. Let's say of the guys that you see on a day-to-day basis, what percentage of them would you say that you find attractive? Gabby?
Guys on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, or even on dating apps. Like, what percentage of the guys that you see on dating apps would you say you find attractive? Or in real life?
Percentage? I'd say like 60, 70%.
70% are attractive. You hear that, gentlemen? Her DMs are open. Okay. Go ahead.
In dating apps, or because I don't have any dating apps.
Have
I've
you
never had.
Oh, you've never had. Okay. Wow. Okay. I feel like that's
I've never had Tinder, Bumble, Christian Mingle.
Farmers Only?
Farmers Only, never had that.
Yeah. It'd actually be very interesting to see, like, what is the percentage of people who've had a dating app versus who haven't. I think it's probably the majority of people at, let's say of dating age, so let's say 18, 19, have had a dating app. And when I say majority, I mean over 50%. But okay, what about you?
I don't know. I'm a personality gal. So it's like, if I'm on, or when I was on Tinder, I know 99.9% of the guys on there only want to fuck. Like, you could be as handsome as you are, but I know you probably only want to fuck. Like, obviously it's like the way you approach me, the way you send me a message is also like a key. But I just feel like I don't think you're attractive until you show me your personality. And that's just how I've been and how I am.
Yeah.
Vina?
I'm gonna say like 50. I feel like just like physically 50, because there's all the other things that could like bring it up.
For me, like, I used to have a very specific type, and like I've mostly only been on Tinder like in Santa Barbara. Like, there's not a lot of my type here, so I would say like only like 20% was attractive to me. Like, I'm usually swiping left most of the time, and then once in a while I'll see one that's like, okay, yeah, he's attractive. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing for me. I feel like in Santa Barbara, I don't really see guys that I'm attracted to. Like, it's actually very rare, I think, that, like, I see someone on the street and I think, like, that he's cute. I would say, like, 2%. Like, it's very rare that I see
2%.
someone that I'm
I mean, but
attracted to.
no, I mean, that's totally fair. Yeah. You mentioned that you had a very specific type. What do you mean by that?
So like, I mean, like she was saying, I also am like a huge personality person. Like, my boyfriend is like the exception. Like, he's not my normal type, but like, so I'm all about personality. But if we're just going off of looks, I do tend to like go toward a specific like type,
So what is that?
So
what is that type? What's
so my
the type?
type, or like my type, like, historically has always been like Latino men. Like, I like brown curly hair, like someone that's at least taller than me. But I love if they speak Spanish.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm like 5'7".
5'7". Okay.
Yeah. So if they're like 6 foot or above and they have like brown curly hair and they're like Latino, I'm like
Latino. Okay.
I'm
like
like
the complete opposite in types.
I know, it's so funny. So like that has typically been like, if I see a guy like that, I'm like, wow, you're hot as fuck, like, but like if his personality is shit, I'm like, okay, never mind. Like,
Yeah.
Is Bruno Mars Latino?
No.
Or is he black?
I
Well,
think
he could be both, but I don't know if he
I'm
is.
trying to think of like a famous actor that would be your. Is there like
Definitely not Bruno Mars.
That's the first thing that came up.
He's not. He's black.
I don't know. I thought he
I
was
don't know.
mixed.
Actually,
I
he
thought
might be like, I don't know.
But so like, is there like a famous person that you can think of that falls into that archetype?
I don't know.
Who's that?
Soccer player.
Who's that guy by Saved by the Bell? Mario.
Oh, Mario. I mean, like that. You're more
Is it Mario?
Mario
Wait,
Lopez.
isn't that
Yeah.
Mario Lopez.
You're more on
Dimples?
track. Yeah, but like,
He's handsome.
yeah, he's a good-looking
Successful.
guy. Like, that's
Ripped.
more on track. But like, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Also, I have a huge thing for.
And
athletes,
what's your
too.
type, Miss 2%?
My type, okay. I mean, again, also same thing, like personality. Like I would date someone that's not my type in that sense. I am first attracted to someone who typically blonde, blue eyes, tall, like very Swedish, Scandinavian-esque. But if you're
So
not
you
a
hang
thing,
out by the language school.
She literally.
Well, there's actually a lot of Swedish people that come to Santa Barbara City College.
Yeah, there is a lot. There's like a
So
large
you just
demographic.
troll
Right.
around SBCC looking for the tall Scandinavian guys. Okay.
But that doesn't mean I'm attracted to every tall, blue-eyed, blonde-haired person. But that's
Okay.
just typically like what I've seen.
That is your type.
Yeah.
What if they have dark hair?
Yeah, that's fine too. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not attracted. It just like, it's not like I'm only attracted to those
No.
type of guys.
Sure.
But if you have brunette hair, I potentially
Yeah.
could be attracted to.
Like, doesn't mean that they're like you're not gonna like consider it because they're outside of your type.
Yeah.
Like my boyfriend's completely outside of my type, and like
Sure.
he's
Your boyfriend isn't a tall, curly-haired Latino man.
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
He's like 6 foot. He's white. He's half Irish.
Okay.
And he's actually like my first relationship. So like he was
Okay.
like the exception for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, someone in the chat is saying, let's see, Bruno Mars is half, someone said he was half Hawaiian, but now he's saying, you gotta pick one. He's Hawaiian, Usagi Akimbo. Bruno Mars is Hawaiian, but then later you say, oh, half Filipino. So maybe half Filipino,
yeah.
Hawaiian? Okay.
I think I knew his
Yeah,
mix was
I didn't
something
think he
else.
was black. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, we got another super chat in, right? Let's see here. Abo, can anyone help me out?
Suleiman?
Abo Suleiman? Is that South African? Anyone in the chat, what is this currency? But hey, thank you for the SAR 20. Much appreciated. Where's my love, Sabrina Kate? You mean the girl from last show? She is not. She had a party to go to. I think she's gonna come back on the show like next week or something. But hey, thank you, man, for the support. I think she's single, and I think she likes. Are you Arabic by chance? She likes Arabic men, so slide in her DMs. Let's see, next super chat. Again, Stephen Krug with the third. I believe that's your third $10 super chat. Thank you, Stephen. Much appreciated. By the way, again, I think I asked, are you from Santa Barbara? Just curious. Women with body count 8+, for example, that has kids with partner 9, is less likely to be attached to the new mate, less likely to care well for child because they're desensitized to a sex connection.
What?
I don't. But what does
I'm
that
sorry,
have to do
that's
with
complete
child?
bullshit.
If you're having children with someone, you're gonna have to be 100% sure that you love him, or at least that you guys can create a child together.
And even then, that doesn't mean if you're not fully attached to that like person, that doesn't mean that you're less likely to take care for the child.
Yeah,
So
I don't think
the
it has anything
maternal
to do with your
attitude-
child.
That's like
Yeah.
connection. You gave birth
Yeah.
to that child. You're gonna have some sort
Yeah.
of like.
Like you were saying, that paternal instinct, that biology for men is super strong. That maternal instinct for women is extremely strong in that sense.
Where are you getting these facts from, Steven?
Yeah. Check your sources.
Yeah. Read a textbook.
So the part where he says is less likely to be attached to the new mate, that is true. That is true. So if you've had more partners, it's harder for you to pair bond with that person. They've done studies on it.
That makes sense.
They've done studies. I mean, if you've had, for example, 40 partners, I mean, that's most people don't have like most people haven't had 40 boyfriends or 40 girlfriends. But the more partners you have, typically, like, and Andrew Tate actually said this in the first one, like, really your first, second, or third relationship, that's like long-term relationship, that's probably going to be the person that you really like had the strongest thing for. You're really in love with them. You get your heart broken. You start getting jaded, break up, cheating, and then you start getting a bit more guarded. And so I do think those first few love relationships are probably going to be the ones where you have the strongest bond with that person. I could be wrong.
No, I actually think that's true.
Yeah.
Actually, I can agree on that.
They always say your first love
is the hardest or something like that, right?
You, like, always,
yeah, so I think maybe
or
that's
the first
a little
person
bit.
you like, yeah.
That's a little bit what they're getting to, but they have done studies. I think the CDC did a study where they looked at married couples and amongst couples that were more promiscuous, or one of the partners were more promiscuous, or even just on the individual level, they polled both men and women. If the person was more promiscuous and had more premarital partners, they're more likely to report marriage dissatisfaction, more likely to be divorced, more likely to get divorced. So, word. I think that's where Stephen is going with that.
Okay. I mean, I definitely agree on the point where, like, the first couple of people that you're first with, you definitely have, like, an unexplainable, stronger connection to. I think there definitely is truth to that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like your very first experiences. It's experiencing it for the first time, so it's probably most likely going to be the most memorable and, like, feeling that feeling for the first time.
Sure.
And you're typically a lot younger, too, because it is one of your first experiences.
Yeah.
So I think that plays a factor in it, too.
Yeah.
I feel like I also find myself, like, comparing myself how I was mentally, like, in previous relationships and, like, what I'm mentally capable of now in relationships. So I feel like that's, like, really true.
Yeah.
If you're, like, capable of less mentally.
Yeah, and just to add to, I think, Stephen Krug's point, another thing, so you have relationship satisfaction, relationship stability, so if you're not married, let's just say your chance of breakup, but if you are married, there's a higher chance of divorce if one or both partners had a promiscuous past. And then it also increases the likelihood of cheating and infidelity. If someone has a promiscuous past, they're more likely to cheat.
I think maybe it has to do with the fact that that person has, like, more options and people that they can go back to. So I think that there might be correlation with that.
There is a saying that goes, like, men are only as faithful as their options.
Yeah.
That is a saying.
Yeah.
So if a guy's got a bunch of options, he's going to exercise them, you know?
Exactly. Like, and I think that's true. It's like if a person has more options, they're more likely to cheat because they have more opportunities coming at them.
Word. So I want to go back. Actually, hold on. We got a super chat coming in. Oh, is this a super chat? Oh, this might have just been an accidental posting on the well, Guillermo, we're going to give it to you. Guillermo Fonseca with the $0 super chat. Is your boyfriend posting you on their Instagram a make it or break it? My fiance dipped out on me because I wouldn't post her enough.
Is it hurting him to, like, post her? Like,
Yeah, like, why not?
why?
Yeah.
Like, what do you get out of, like, just, like, not posting her? Like, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, and if she asks, like, why do you care
Like,
that
if
much
you're
not to post?
Yeah, if you're in a relationship with your girl and, like, you want to show her off to everyone.
Maybe he's a bit more discreet.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know.
That's fair.
There's
but if she
definitely
asks
girls.
you, like,
Definitely girls on the Instagram. Like, you gotta be pretty serious with a guy if you're gonna post a guy on your Instagram, and it's kind of clear that, you know. So I can see the hesitation, I guess, from both sides.
But if he's,
But if
like,
you're
constantly, like, on his Instagram and everything, and he's just going about life, like, just throw in your fiance, I guess.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like If he doesn't post anything, then maybe
Yeah.
it's okay. But like if he's like posting all the time or like pretty normally
active.
and like doesn't post you or like post things that you do but not with you,
I would think
kinda
like
weird.
there's something wrong with
Yeah.
me. And be
Yeah.
like, why are you like
Do not
hiding me?
want
If it
anyone to
depends,
see.
yeah, if he's posting stories and all this stuff on Instagram all the time, then I get hurt. But if he
Yeah.
doesn't do it, then I'm like,
Then
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah.
If he's like not active, like a ghost on social
Yeah.
media, I'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, I got it.
all right.
you know?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So to bring it back to body count, which initially we were talking about age gap, but I think point blank, broadly speaking, men don't want to date women with a promiscuous past. And he might hook up with you, but most men are probably, if he knows that you've been the town bicycle, he's not going to take you seriously. And I already talked about one of the reasons. There's the biological evolutionary thing, like, so that's a factor. Paternity fraud. Paternity fraud is pretty much the biggest L a guy can take. Like you're,
That's actually so true. I
you're
agree.
raising a kid that you think is yours,
That
but
would be
it's
messed
not.
up.
So not only have you just found out that your partner was cheating on you, infidelity, but also this child that assume you love, how's that? And then your whole relationship is washed and it's all over, and then it's a whole fucking mess. So yeah, paternity fraud's a big one. And it's a real fear for men. Like that's a real fear. And so it's kind of just ingrained in us evolutionarily. And yeah, we should try to circle back to the age gap stuff. So it seems pretty resounding that everyone here was like, hey, age gap doesn't matter. Or no, it does. It is weird.
Yeah.
It is weird.
It can be weird.
Can be weird. Okay. Question. So I was dating a 45-year-old woman. I'm 33. I'm 33. I'm a dinosaur. Old man. I was dating a 45-year-old woman. Chat. She wasn't a single mom. She didn't have kids. She's still a babe. Okay, she was a babe. Is that too much of an age gap? It's 12 years.
Were you like?
Oh, why don't we start with Gabby?
Yeah.
Gabby's dying to give her take.
I don't think that's like there's anything wrong with that. If you said 33 and she was
45.
45.
45.
Yeah, I feel like that's fine. Like you guys are both older. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys experience life. Like, I mean, go you.
Repeat the question.
Oh,
Sorry.
into the microphone. So I'm 35. I was dating a 45-year-old woman. That's a 12-year age gap. Any quarrel there?
No.
Okay. Vina?
No quarrel. I feel like if you guys were trying to feel it out, that's cool. You thought it was gonna go somewhere, that's cool.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you guys are old enough to the point where you're like, that much of an age gap doesn't really matter.
Yeah, same thing. Like, you're further into your adult life, so I don't think it's weird
Okay.
at all. Yeah.
And would you say the reverses would be fine too? 45-year-old man, 33-year-old woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. Yeah, I think you guys did make the point earlier that, it does depend on the age, like
Yeah.
a 22-year-old versus an 18-year-old, even just a 4-year age gap there. That's still, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all, but you are quite in fairly different points. Well, not fairly different, but I mean, there is a bit of a difference there. Whereas like 45 to 33, it's kind of like you're both been in professionals for a while. So I think as you get older, age gap can get wider. But
Yeah.
I'm going to give my devil's advocate take here. So I don't think there's any issue, assuming everyone has to be adults over the age of 18, but I don't think there's any issue if you're 25 or if you're 30 and you want to date a 20-year-old, you're 35, want to date a 25-year-old, you're 29, want to date a 19-year-old. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
29 and 19?
29 and 19, yes.
Oh.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Anyone want to come in and be like, challenge me?
Not really. I'm not going to challenge you, but like, I mean, I agree. I just feel like it's just like the only time when I have an issue with it is when it's like fresh out of high school, you know, like when it's like,
like the barely legal thing.
Barely legal, you know, like if they are like, say they're a year in college and they're pretty mature, then like maybe, but still might be a little weird from the guy's perspective.
Yeah. I mean, I would just reiterate that I don't think age necessarily dictates maturity.
Yeah, no,
and
that's fine.
And I've certainly I'm 33. You know, most of my recent relationships, dates, whatever, it's been with vast majority, like I'd say late 20s, early 30s. Like I think between like 25 and 34 has been majority of my age range. I certainly wouldn't object to dating someone who was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And just tying it into maturity, I've dealt with, I'll say dealt with. I've dealt with, talked to, gone on dates with, women who you'd think ought to have their shit together. I'm talking attorneys. I'm talking a doctor. I'm talking more fucking nurses. What's up with all the fucking nurses on the dating apps, by the way? More nurses than I can think of. I dated a PhD or a professor or something. I dated a teacher. I dated a, trying to think here of all the, kind of outing myself a little bit.
You're exposing yourself.
They're in the chat.
Like a cancer researcher. I dated a pharmacist. So all successful, like more older women. And like, shit doesn't change. People are still immature. Like, I mean, I think I got one thing that's really important to me on a date: punctuality. Y'all late. Can y'all be on time?
I know.
Can y'all show up on time? But no, something that's important to me is punctuality. And even if you're running late and you let me know ahead of time, I do appreciate that.
Of course.
But I was dating this 29-year-old. Well, I shouldn't say I was dating her. I went on a singular day with her. She was 29. You know, around my age, right? Okay, you'd think she's mature, right?
Yeah.
29, like researcher at some company making six figures, and she's 30 minutes late for the date. I'm there exactly on time because I'm punctual. She texts me like 5 minutes past when she was supposed to, we were supposed to meet at 7. She texts me at 7:05. I'm already there for 5 minutes. She's like, oh, I'm 15 minutes. I'm be there in 15 minutes. Well, you should have told me that 15 minutes ago. But, and then she ends up being 30 minutes late. And then she shows up. Not even an apology.
Really?
No, not even. I didn't want her to like get on her knees and be like, I'm so sorry, Brian. No, I just wanted like a token, like, hey, sorry, I'm late. How you doing?
Acknowledge the
But
fact she's late.
yeah, because she was late and she didn't even give me like a forewarning. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little.
No, I agree. That's
totally
rude.
I do think it's a bit rude
that's
to be
super
that
valid.
late and to. I would have been totally fine if she just said, hey, sorry, I'm late. How you doing? How's your day? And
I
then
would've
just move
given,
on.
like, a
But not even a
10-minute
sorry.
warning.
So I was like, okay,
That's
all
kinda
right.
rude.
That is rude.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you're like excited for the day, you're just like disappointed at that point.
Oh yeah,
Like, when they're
I
like-
torpedoed the shit out of that date. I was like,
You're like, way to bring the food now. I need to get out of here.
well, I don't do food dates.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart.
Was like a
Don't do
movie?
food dates.
I actually
guys.
agree on
Don't
that.
do food
Oh.
dates.
Unless you're comfortable.
We met for a drink, like
Oh, okay.
a quiet.
You want an
lounge
exit
bar.
strategy.
Exactly. Because like
That's
guys, no food dates, no dinner dates for a couple of reasons.
I agree.
One thing I like to talk to the girl on the phone before I meet her. Like if it's off a dating app, I want to have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
Because just so she can feel me out, I can feel her out. Because just texting, you can't really. Because everyone can be
Yeah.
real fucking clever over a text message.
Yeah, you're very
Yeah,
limited.
true.
But it like you have time to think about what you want to say. But when it
Yeah.
comes conversationally, then
You wanna see
it's a lot different.
yeah.
And then you can definitely suss out if they're fucking crazy over the phone. So I've definitely I've actually had situations. Well, it's basically just a situation where you can say, hey, give them an opportunity to feel you out. Sometimes they don't like you don't like them, and then you don't have to commit to meeting in person, going on the date, when you can figure that out in a 15-minute phone call.
Yeah.
But but if you go to a dinner date, even if you've done a phone call and you've figured it out. If it's not going good,
you're stuck.
You're kind of stuck there, So I think first dates should kind of be like low commitment,
I agree.
Just do something casual, coffee, walk, get a drink.
Yeah.
That way, if you're feeling it, great, you can continue there. If you're not feeling it, you can politely excuse yourself. You can end it. Even if you just want to be polite and just like have a conversation with them, stick around. I feel like dinner's kind of awkward too. Plus with dinner, I don't know about you, but like when I eat, I just want to eat. I don't want to talk,
Yeah. I feel like dinner is definitely a kind of intimate date, and I feel like that's definitely not the move for like maybe third date if you're really feeling the person.
Yeah. And you're trying to pay attention to them, but like they're eating and like you're eating.
Right.
It's
like
kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Like, do I talk? Do I eat?
Yeah. And exactly.
Do I talk
because
while I eat?
because it's like you don't know this person well enough yet, so you don't want there to be an awkward silence.
Yeah.
But if you're eating, like, and then you start talking, and then your food gets cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
it's
like that. Like, we ordered food, we were talking, and like the conversation was good, so we just kept talking, and the food just sat there. Like, and the waiter was like, "Are you guys gonna finish now?"
Did you take it to go or just?
Yeah, we took it to go.
Okay.
But I don't think anything happened with the food.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I don't think food dates are good.
Yeah.
I think food dates are better once you've gotten to know the person a bit more. You're more comfortable, and then you can actually, pause and eat.
Yeah.
Because I've had a situation where I'm like about to take a bite out of the burger, and she asked me some like in-depth as fuck question.
Like, wait, 10-minute conversation.
That's gonna take me like 3 minutes to answer. I'm like, fuck, this is gonna get cold.
Like, I'm hungry.
I'd be like, hold on, and then I'll start eating. But so dinner date's no good. Get a drink, go for a walk, get coffee. But let me ask you guys this: have you ever done a foodie call?
Wait, what?
A foodie call.
What
so it's
is
like
that?
a booty call, but a foodie call. You just trying to get dinner. You just like the guy asks you out for dinner. You're not really interested, Rafaela.
I haven't. I've been asked on dates and
Do you need to go to that? Oh, yeah, go for it.
and like thought about that, but like I just wouldn't. I don't know, if I'm not interested in the person, I don't want to put myself in that situation to go on a date with them and then like just for food, like I can buy my own food.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't need to go on a date for that.
I've done that, but only on sugar daddy dates. Like I've had a couple sugar daddies, and like
you've had sugar daddies. Let's talk a bit about this.
Yeah.
But so you go on. You've done that a few times.
Yeah, like I just had one recently actually. It was like.
Wait, don't you have a boyfriend?
Well, it was before we started dating.
Before
we
your
were very
boyfriend.
recent.
Okay.
It was like a couple months ago. And I met him on Tinder, and then I was like, yeah, I'm only doing a sugar daddy though. I only want a sugar daddy. And he's like, okay, like, and I was like, okay, pay me this much to take me out to like dinner. I was like,
what?
Yeah.
The perks. perks.
So I was like, oh, $400 for dinner. And he called me on the phone. We talked. He liked my personality. And he's like, okay, well, I've never done this before, but you're super beautiful. Like, I wanted to do it. Like, I really want to get to know you. Like, so how about $200 for lunch? So I was like, okay, bet. So I was like, free meal at a really nice place, and he's paying me. So then, go ahead.
Oh, and that was your first the first date was the lunch date.
Yeah. And then
you asked for 200.
Yeah.
And then I assume he paid for
lunch.
He
paid for it. And you want to know something funny? My boyfriend now actually came with me with a few of my coworkers and sat at like 2 tables away to watch and make sure that like I was safe. It's like,
what?
It's a true story.
Huh?
So, but they weren't eating with you at the table.
No,
they were just
like,
across watching. How many? Your
so I'll tell
boyfriend and like a couple friends.
Okay, so I go in before them.
Oh God.
And then me and him are talking and everything, and it's going good. We're eating, getting a couple drinks with his sugar daddy, and then he wasn't my boyfriend then, but my boyfriend now.
You were friends. You guys.
Yeah,
knew each
we were
other.
friends and we
Sure.
were coworkers. We had hooked up a couple times, but it wasn't anything,
Sure.
And then 2 of my coworkers go, and I see them sit at a table like 2 tables diagonally from diagonally from me and I can make eye contact with my boyfriend. And I like just kept a straight face and just we continued the date, and then afterward the sugar daddy like slid me like $200, was like, I really liked you, like let's do this again. And then I was like, yeah, sure. And then I was like, he said, oh, do you need a ride? I was like, no, I have someone coming to pick me up. I just waited till he left and then I went back. Yeah.
I have so many questions. First question, how old was the guy?
40.
40, and you met on Tinder.
Yes.
Okay, 40 years old, you met on Tinder. And remind me, you're 20?
20.
20. What happened to the age gap thing?
No, I
Hold
did
on.
not.
What? Okay.
Okay, so like I literally just wanted to make extra money. Like I did not, like there's nothing physical. Like I was not planning on doing anything physical. He was paying me per date. So I just went on a few dates with him and yeah. Just got a couple,
That's basically like hanging out.
Yeah, like literally hanging
Right,
out.
sure.
Got a few nice dinners. I was like, yeah, like I want to go eat a nice dinner. Like, sure, you can take me out on a date.
Okay. So then how many other times did you see him? Just
I only saw him twice.
Twice. And then the second date, he also paid you $200?
He paid me $150 the second time.
Why the downgrade?
We were gonna okay, so we were gonna come up with an agreement that was like $1,200 a month for 8 dates, and then he was gonna pay me per date till it reached 8 dates.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so why didn't you continue with that? It just you didn't like it, or
he was like too much. He was like in love with me right off the bat. He was like, do you want to have kids? Like I eventually want you to be my girlfriend. I want you to be more trusting with me. I want to kick this off. Like I want a relationship with you. And it was just like really mentally taxing. And then me and my boyfriend started to get more serious, and it was just too emotionally taxing. I couldn't do it anymore. And I just also felt guilty because I felt like I was like lying to him, you know,
finessing him.
Yeah.
For the money.
And I felt guilty.
Huh. Okay. So only 2 times, and it was just lunch.
Just lunch and one dinner.
One dinner. Okay. So kind of a foodie call,
Yeah.
and it's kind of sugar baby situation, but you didn't really give him any sugar.
Nope.
No sugar.
Nope.
No sugar was given. No sugar received.
Nope. Just company.
Honestly, I don't get that dynamic at all. Was he like kind of socially awkward? Was he unattractive?
He wasn't. He actually wasn't. It's not. He actually wasn't that unattractive. I just wasn't attracted to him because of the age gap. And he was actually really nice and really sweet, and we actually like really had a lot in common. And it was just that like, from my perspective, I think he was 40. I don't think he's had a serious relationship. He's like grasping for a wife or something.
Wait, he's never had a serious relationship? He told you that?
I don't think so.
That's crazy.
And that's a little trippy.
You don't think he didn't tell you about his past relationship history? Or?
Well, he's never had a wife. He told me that I've never had a wife. I've never had kids. I've always been super focused on my career. So
Was he very wealthy?
Very wealthy. He had a Bentley.
Do you know he had a Bentley?
Yeah.
Did he ever tell you how much money he made, like per year?
No, but he told me he's the president of a financial company.
Don't say the company, but
I'm not going to say the company.
Okay, so he's probably
He's a president
C-suite, so he's probably
of a
6
company
figures.
which does things in over 47 different like states.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any other sugar daddy?
I have, actually.
How many sugar daddy situations?
I actually, when I was a freshman, was it freshman in college? No, I was a sophomore. So I just would go on like these dating apps and be like, hey, like I'm a broke college student. I need some help. Would you mind sending me money to help pay for tuition? And this guy sent me $100. And then so he's like, hey, I want to take you on a sushi date. Like I want to help you out. So I went on one sushi date with him. And then he paid me $100 after and was like, hey, if you ever want to go shopping, if you ever need anything, like, let me know. And then so every once in a while I'll be like, hey, like I need money for bills. Can you send me money? He'd send me $200 here, $300 there. And then actually beginning of last year, like I didn't talk to him for 6 months. I was like, hey, I need money for dinner. Like, can I have some money? We didn't talk for 6 months. He was like, oh, I don't have Venmo or anything. I'll leave you cash like under my mat. So I went and picked up $80. He gave me like some money.
And you never hooked up with him?
Oh, I went on one sushi date for him and that was it. I met him once.
Okay, so no sugar.
No
and then
sugar.
it sounded like there were a couple more maybe. But so, and these were all on Tinder.
One was on this one app called Meet Me.
Oh, seeking arrangements?
I have done that before, but that's too sketchy, honestly.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
that is like if you want an arrangement, that's where you...
Yeah, that's
go.
like people expect sugar.
But so you were just on Tinder, but it sounded like with at least one of them, was it on your profile or in your bio that you were trying to set this arrangement
not at
up?
all. So like
You would just message them
yeah, there'd be
and be like, I want money.
No, it would be like, so like I'll give you an example. The last one,
sure.
the last one, his name, I'm not gonna say his name, but we're gonna call him T. So T messages me. He was like
Tyrone. We'll call him Tyrone.
Okay, Tyrone. So Tyrone messages me. He's like, hey, you're super beautiful. Like, and I was just started talking to him. I was like, oh, hey, how are you? You know, kind of whatever. And I was like, oh, here's my number. Or he was like, oh, here's my number. Text me. And I told him off the bat, I was like, oh, I'm looking for a sugar daddy. He's like, okay, like, I've never done that before, but like, let's talk more about it. So then he texts me. And then I think we'd had a few conversations, but I was in school at the time. I was way too busy. So I didn't talk to him for like 2 months. And then he texts me out of the blue, hey, let's get dinner. Hey, like, let me take you out for lunch, this and that. Like, and then finally I was like, oh yeah, like, I'm looking for a sugar daddy. I do this much for a date. And then he's like, okay, call me. Let's talk more about it. And then that's when we moved it onto it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but Tinder's where it's at, girls. Like, if you're looking to get like a sugar daddy, set your age gap all the way up and then like swipe right. And then just be like, hey, looking for a sugar daddy. Talk to them, be nice. Don't like be too demanding, you know?
All right, you're giving the girls some game on getting a sugar daddy.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of make this 2 questions then. Rafaela, have you ever had, I said your name right, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
Rafaela, yeah.
Have you ever had a sugar daddy?
No.
Okay. So have you ever been on a foodie call and have you ever had a sugar daddy?
I have been on a foodie call, but it was like wanting to hang out with someone type of thing. And sugar daddy, it was like in the progress of happening, but it never happened because got scared of like actually going to meet this guy.
You got worried about meeting him?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but you had a prospect. You had a sugar daddy prospect.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you meet him? Tinder? Dating app?
Actually, he reached out on Instagram, and he actually reached out to Gabby too.
He reached out to
we were
both
gonna
of
do it
us.
together.
Hey.
The double finesse.
Yeah.
Wait, do it
he
together?
wanted to hang out with both of us.
Oh, at the same time.
At the same time.
Oh, so it was he wanted sugar.
No, he wanted to like talk and stuff.
I feel
like
like
hang out first.
any guy, like they're angling, they want sex.
Well, yeah, but they're not gonna say that. They don't want to scare us off. You know, they'll still pay to take us out on the first date.
I mean, guys, don't be fucking. Come on, dude, don't
don't
do
be
that.
these dudes.
Don't do it.
He offered
Don't
us
do it.
money to
I
like
don't
hang
know.
out at the beach.
Bruv, is he socially awkward? What was his thing?
we
Good
actually-
looking?
We
Decent?
FaceTimed him.
How old was he?
It was like
50.
50? Okay.
Yeah.
He was cool, but we were just scared to go like actually meet him.
Guys, don't be fucking sugar daddies. Don't fucking I don't know if I can say simp because we're streaming on Twitch, but fuck it, whatever. Don't be a simp. Don't fucking guys. Come on. I know. I'm like y'all trying to finesse it, but come on, guys. Don't fucking simp. Okay. So he messaged you guys on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wanted a threesome.
No, well, actually,
No,
no. He DM'd us like both individually.
I just
And
don't.
so-
I don't get. Okay, I don't get it.
No, we
I
were
don't
like
get it.
talking about like our DMs one day, and I was like, "Oh my god, like this sugar daddy DM'd me." She was like,
oh
"Wait,
my
he
God.
DM'd me too." And we're like, "Oh my, like he's just going around like UCSB girls, I think." And so we were like, we told him we're like, "Oh, like Vina's my best friend."
We were like down to hang out, but
Scary.
yeah, we were just
Always be safe.
Word.
For your own safety, that's
Yeah.
so, like, can go
Always
bad.
have a guy friend come and watch. And,
Yeah.
Somewhere
actually,
safe.
we didn't even give him our number. We gave him like our friend's number. So that
Smart.
Would you do that just like on a regular date though? Like a guy you're actually interested in, would you go on a date but then like there's a fucking guy friend in the corner or some shit? To me that'd be kind
On
of
a
weird.
regular
No,
date,
I
no.
wouldn't do
Like
that.
if I found out, I'd be like, it's just kind of weird? Like,
No.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
if it's a guy my own age, I would feel fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on a foodie call? Have you ever had a sugar daddy?
Wait, foodie call as like I wanted food.
Yeah, you
And
just
I went
wanted
to the
food. The
date.
guy wanted to take you to dinner, and
Yeah, I've been on a foodie call.
Okay.
And what was the second question? Sugar daddy?
Ever had a sugar daddy?
No.
Not a foodie call, but like this random Instagram account DM'd me on Instagram, and he was like saying like, oh, I'll like Venmo you, and like I don't get sketched out with Venmo. I get sketched out with like PayPal or Cash App. And so I was like, oh, okay, like here's my Venmo, and he like Venmoed me $10, and I would just text him and be like, hey, can I have like money? And he'd send me like $10.
No.
So I don't think that's like, it's not like a big sugar daddy, but like he just like sent me money, and I didn't even like send anything. I just talked to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are simps.
I had a recent DM like that.
Yeah, and it wasn't
fuck?
even like gross. He was like a producer he like helped out with Star Wars.
Star Wars. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gabby?
So he says.
I have never been on a foodie call. If I'm going on a date with you, I really have to be genuinely interested, so I wouldn't waste like both of our times. And no, I don't.
Ever had a sugar daddy?
No,
Besides,
but-
I mean,
no, but
yeah,
like
shared.
this happened 4 days ago. I was in Montecito just like watching the sunset by myself, and this like 50-year-old, probably like 40, came up to my car while I was like alone and tried to like get me to go home with him, and he was like, I'll pay you, like I have a home in Montecito.
Oh my
I was like, no, I was alone too, and I was like really scared. I was
That's
like, no.
scary.
That is.
So yeah, he was like, I'll take you out on a sushi date, and like I'll pay you. Like he was like, I'll take you to Hawaii too. I was like,
Already offering
Yeah,
that
yeah.
first time
I
meeting
don't
him.
even know.
Jeez. I wish a 40-year-old woman came up to me
There are
and
sugar
said,
mamas.
Brian, I'll pay for your dinner. I'll take you to Hawaii. I got you.
Yeah.
I do understand it's a bit different though. I don't really think there are really. I know there are some sugar mamas, but that shit's rare.
My friend had one.
Yeah, but it's rare. Like
I've
it's
gotten DMs
I've
of
had
ladies
sugar
being
moms.
like,
Yeah,
oh,
DM me.
you want a sugar mama?
Like, I'll take
for
care of you.
$500 or
Yeah.
I
whatever.
feel like they're usually scams though.
And I feel like the sugar mamas or whatever, they mostly go for younger guys, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like in their I
Like
would say
20s.
So like the
Yeah.
Cougars, they're going for
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Huh.
Maybe got to shoot for the 60s.
What a mess. Okay. We got some super chats here. We're gonna read. Let me pull these up. We got Braulio V with the $5 super chat. Thank you, man, for the support. Much appreciated. Just curious, why is there only female guests? Having guys on the podcast would give other interesting perspectives. So I can answer that. So there's kind of so I've considered doing like 3 guys versus 3 girls, kind of like, and then just having like each give their take. But I think the big thing is that I have the freedom to speak my mind, because I think if a lot of guys are honest about their preferences, their boundaries, their standards, it's going to be met with contempt. It's going to be met with reprisal. Like, for example, if you're a guy and you say, I don't want to date a fat woman, now you can say it more tactfully, but if you say that, oh, fat shaming, that's fat phobic. How dare you? No, but nobody bats an eye if a girl says, hey, I want to date a guy who's 6 feet. Nobody cares, right? So you're going to, as a guy, most men's preferences are met with contempt. So for example, if you want to date a woman who's younger, if you want to date a woman who doesn't have a promiscuous past, if you want to date a woman who's feminine, if you want to date a woman who's submissive, all these things, right? People are going to take quarrel with that. Not everybody, but people will take quarrel with that. And I feel like a lot of guys are not going to be able to be honest about what they want. Also, guys have to lie to get women, so there's that too.
Yeah.
So I think guys, it's hard for guys to be honest about what they want. So yeah. I hope that sufficiently answered your question, but I actually am entertaining bringing on some guys, but my concern is like, a lot of guys, there's like this concept of what's called like a white knight. So they're just going to simp for the girls, and they're like going to give a very politically correct take, and that's fine. Maybe they genuinely believe it, but like a lot of guys, like most guys are just going to placate. So Justin with the $10 super chat. Thank you for the support, man. Much appreciated. My parents worked together. My father, 44, never married, and my mother, 20. She was interested, but he wanted her to be 21. On her 21st birthday, they went out. 3 years later, they married. Dad is 71 and mom 47 now. Okay, work together. So that is a 24-year age gap. So wait, he was 44. She was 20. How old is his parents? I mean, I feel like it's almost, as time has gone on, it's actually starting, like, age gaps I think are viewed worse now amongst adults, you know, but within the context of an adult relationship. So let me ask the panel, like, would you guys, 44 moms, or 44 guy, 20-year-old woman, I mean, I think I already know the answer, but thumbs up or thumbs down on that?
Ooh, that's kind of hard. Like in the middle. Is that allowed?
In the middle?
This way.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Justin, I mean, it's not, are they still married? It sounds like they're, you didn't really mention that in your comment, but if they're happily married, then that's awesome. Word. But let's see, next super chat. Our buddy, again, Abo Salamane. Oh, I must have missed it. I wasn't reading chat. If anybody, let us know what currency that is. Thank you for the 25 SAR. Is there an innocent friendship between a woman and a man? If yes, will you accept that for your partner to have? Is there an innocent friendship between a woman and a man? So basically, if your boyfriend or girlfriend, if they have a platonic relationship with someone of the opposite sex, would you accept that? Yeah, we can go around the panel with that. Gabby, would you be okay with your long-term serious monogamous boyfriend being friends with a girl?
Yeah, definitely, because I know I have like guy friends and they don't want to like fuck me or anything. Like they don't have feelings for me. So
wait, hold on. So question on that though.
Yes.
So you have a couple guy friends.
Yeah.
Do you think, if given the opportunity, if you said, hey, do you want to hook up?
Definitely not.
Would they hook up with you?
No.
And of your single guy friends, if you said that, would they hook up with you?
No.
Can we test it? Can you text them right now? Can you
Yeah,
text
we
them right
test
now?
it, yeah.
Okay, we'll go around the table. Text a couple of those guy friends. Just say, what should she say?
They're probably watching.
Well, they might be watching. But say,
would you be down?
Like,
Are you
down to hook up? Or,
What are
like,
you
down?
doing? That's too vague.
No, be like,
hey, do you want? What are you doing?
right
What are you doing
now?
tonight?
Would you want to come over and
Do you want to hook up?
Watch a movie.
Do you want to
watch a movie?
Do you want to cuddle?
Be
How about that?
straightforward. Just be like,
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to hook up?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Who should I text? Yeah.
Text.
Yeah.
Text Roy.
Yeah, text Roy. But he's watching.
Text a couple. Text three.
Okay, I'll text three.
So I guess we can rephrase the question. Do you think men and women can be friends?
Yes.
Oops.
Yeah, I mean, like, my boyfriend does have, like, girlfriends, and, like, I'm okay with it. It
Okay.
doesn't really matter, as long as he stays loyal.
Sure.
I don't know, simply because I thought I could stay in a friendship with my now boyfriend, and it just, like, it didn't work like that. We thought we could just stay friends, and we couldn't. So that's my personal experience on that.
I think it's fine. My best friend ever is a dude. And so it'd be kind of hypocritical of me. And I don't think I would mind. I know he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to.
No.
Does he have a girlfriend right now?
No.
Can you text him?
Yeah.
Okay. Text him. He might be watching though, right? I don't know.
Do you
But
want to know something?
Do I?
I dated him in the past.
No way.
Well, so you slept with him before?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then of course, if you.
But like.
Oh, that's well. Okay.
Let me tell you how it went. We were in high school. We were really young, and we dated. We were best friends, and then we dated, and then we broke up because, like, it was not working. And, like, looking back on it, we both think that we should have never dated. That's how it is now.
So you were friends, you dated.
We thought that it should be something more because we were just, like, so, like, connected and stuff, and we were young. Like, we were, like, 16. And then we broke up. And then, like, now we're like, we should have never dated. We should have never done that.
Okay. Got it.
If I texted him right now, he would still say no.
Okay. That's a difficult situation because you hooked up in the past.
Yeah.
Now you're friends. Yeah, just text him just out of curiosity. Why not? Naomi.
Okay, so I think it's like mixed views, like, because I have a lot of guy friends, and I definitely know some of them, if I text them right now, they'd be like, yeah. But I also have other guy friends who it's completely platonic, like, would never happen, you know? And, like, literally always just friends. And then, so, yeah, I would accept that for my partner to have. Like, we have a lot of coworkers where it's a whole group of guys and girls, and, like, I would let him, like, go off and hang out with whoever, and I trust him. I know he wouldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think it's fun.
Yeah, likewise. I think that men and women can definitely have innocent friendships. And I think it's healthy, too. I mean, we're human. Yeah. We're meant to be in relationship and friendships with others. So, yeah, and I think it'd also be weird, too, to set a boundary with your partner in that they couldn't have girlfriends. I don't know.
What if he's hooked up with the girl before
then I can see
and
the
then
concern.
they were, like, friends?
Yeah. Then that's kind of tricky.
I don't really like that.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Gabby here.
Yes. Oh,
have you received a response?
Yes. I texted Justin.
Justin Hong?
Oh my god, the sugar daddy just texted me again.
Oh my god.
He's watching.
Wait, Justin Hong respond?
Is he watching?
Justin's a girlfriend.
I know. Okay,
What?
one of them just sent this. He didn't say anything. He just said. And then one just responded. He said, "No, you be fighting dudes."
No, so you have a history of domestic violence?
No, he's just joking around.
Okay.
But yeah, and then the other one hasn't responded.
Okay.
Yet.
Well, maybe we'll check back in later. Did you hear back from?
No.
Okay.
Wait, when was the last time that you and this friend hooked up?
Like when we dated. Like,
So,
we
like,
only dated for like 4 months.
Okay.
So, like, 16.
So, like, did you guys, like, hook up after?
No.
You did? So, it was just,
No, it was just that. And then...
The fuck?
Nah.
Braulio. Yeah, okay, just ignore my question, Brian. I answered your question, I think, pretty well. I think I went into at least 2-minute tirade. So, pretty sure I answered it. If you want to pose another question, that's fine. So, okay, where are we? And we're going to probably wrap up here in about 10, 15 minutes. Let's see. So, does anyone recall where we were? We were talking about sugar daddies and foodie calls. I don't know how we got there. So,
foodie calls.
Sugar daddies.
Do you think most men are like 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old men? Let's say your male counterparts are getting these offers.
For like sugar daddies or sugar mamas?
For sugar mamas.
No.
I've never had anyone offer to be my sugar mama or even a sugar daddy if a gay dude comes by. Never had that. Ain't nobody coming around, so.
Yeah, it's like so rare that happens to like 18, 19, 20-year-old guys. I've never heard of an instance
I'm sure
of
it
that.
happens, but it's such an outlier. Like if we look at all the sugar daddies and sugar mamas, it's probably like 99% are sugar daddies and there's like 1%, like one that's sugar mama. So I don't get it.
I think it has to do with like the fact that it's usually like older guys asking younger girls. I think it's a lot to do with like a power or like status thing too, or like an ego boost for those men because they are the ones that have the money and the resources and they're able to provide for the women.
I mean,
I feel like they kind of get off on that.
I have a theory. I suspect it's just they're older, and it's one way in which they can make themselves more competitive. Because why date this 40-year-old when you can date a guy who's around your age, maybe a couple years older? So like they don't stand a chance, but maybe if they lead with their money, then maybe they have a chance. I don't know. It's just such a weird dynamic, and then it's transactional. Yeah. But I don't know. Whatever. So what I want to do is I want to open it up to you guys. If you guys want to ask me a question, ask the other girls a question. Gonna open it up.
Yeah. Wait. I don't know if you answered it, but what's your body count? Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. You're really good with like ours so bad.
Steering away from questions.
So,
You said you went on a lot of dates.
Whoa. I'm a man of God.
Okay.
Oh really?
So I do not kiss and tell.
Did you reclaim your virginity?
I'm very discreet. Did I reclaim? Yes, I'm a born again virgin. That's my answer.
It's okay, me too.
Yeah. How about why don't you guess?
Yes.
Guess.
Okay.
10.
30. Or like
43.
25 to 30.
43.
12.
10.
Yeah, 10.
Okay.
10 or 11.
Gabby.
In the 20s.
In the 20s.
Yes.
Who is the closest?
I can neither confirm or deny any of these guesses.
Wow.
As a man of God. Yeah. Do you have a question?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I think I'm good.
For either me or for the panel. Or final thought.
Final thought? No. Final thought. I think everyone should live their life to the fullest and enjoy their life. And if you find someone you like and fully go for it, really try to work it out with that person. Try not to put too much thought into social constructs, and try not too much to be in your head about things. Kind of go with the vibes, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give a final thought. I think that if you're gonna talk to someone and do stuff or whatever, just kind of assess your guys' mindset. That's probably what's gonna matter more than anything else. Age, body count, whatever it is. So just like talk about it with them. You'll probably feel better about whatever you're wondering anyways.
Any question or final thought?
Final thought. I think everyone, exactly like Naomi said, should live their life to the fullest. Definitely love yourself before you start loving anybody else. And yeah.
The same.
Final thought or question? Okay.
Live your life. Don't care what other people think. You're just going to do you. And as long as you're happy, it doesn't matter what other people think.
Same, yeah. As long as you're happy, then it doesn't matter.
No questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think we have one more super chat here. Let me pull that up. If you guys want to get a super chat in real quick, we can do that. Can you get out of the friend zone? If so, then how? Honestly, okay, I'll give my take, and if the girls want to, they can come in. Just find somebody else. I mean, you can work on yourself, become better, hit the gym, work on your finances, become a better person. But I don't know. I don't believe in soulmates or any of that shit. So just there's a lot of people out there. Don't
put all your eggs into one basket.
Yeah. I mean, you can get out of the friend zone, I think.
Go to the gym,
Get
work
fit.
your ass off, show them what they missed out on, and maybe they'll come back. Who knows?
Yeah, there's this old Mike Jones song that goes something like, back then hoes didn't want me, now I'm hot, hoes all on me. So get your money right, maybe get a little clout, get some status, get fit. But, honestly, I think, there's a saying, don't chase, replace.
That person ain't worth it if you literally need to change the way you are for them to be with you.
Yeah. I don't think it would work out. It's probably just a chase thing. Then
Or you have
too.
to prove something to them that you're worth their time. I don't think they're the right one.
It's not the right person then.
We got another, I'll show it. I think, is this Make Me Smile? You coming in from another, he's coming in from another account. But I'll show it, fine. We got a hater here. Mike Davis with the $10 super chat. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, just in the chat, I know you're Make Me Smile, dude. Brian, where did you find this pack of groupies? Craigslist?
Or happy
You should have specified if it was missed connections, but Craigslist or happy hour. Also, don't ignore the fact that you're an Andrew Tate wannabe bottom G. I don't think
everyone.
No, I wouldn't say I'm an Andrew Tate wannabe. I agree with him on some things. I disagree with him on some things. Yeah, haters gonna hate. Thank you for the $10, Mike. Appreciate it.
He just literally spent his money to hate. Yeah. That's a person that has no life right there.
So, sorry, where were we? I forgot.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts, Gabby. Did you get to?
The third guy just said LMAO.
Who's the third guy?
He's just my friend.
Who?
Just my friend. His name's Barris.
Oh, Barris. Yeah, he's probably. They're watching.
No,
they're watching.
Mine
we didn't
is
tell
a podcast question. He knows.
Okay, yeah, he knows. He knows. Yeah. So I think just to go back, I think I kind of got distracted on one of my takes. So we were talking a bit about the age thing, and I was just sort of. I think I talked about the. I was talking about Habsburg Tara. Is her nickname I gave her, the one who's 30 minutes late.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, so I've definitely had experiences where I've been on dates with women who are around my age, and like being older, it does not preclude you from being immature. It doesn't preclude you from being a good, it doesn't preclude you from being a bad partner. It doesn't preclude you from us not getting along, us not having a connection. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I've been flaked on by like career, like women who have their shit together, career women, like they're flaky. You still deal with that same sort of like bullshit that I think everyone deals with when it comes to dating. People are flaky, people ghost, like all that stuff. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, well, and I'm going to say something, this might be controversial, but I do think that, and I think this is the case for me. I think I was more physically attractive when I was younger. I think I was more physically attractive at 23 than I am now at 33. Likewise, I think like a woman is going to be more, maybe I'm going to get canceled for saying this, a woman's going to be more attractive at 23 than she is going to be when she's 33.
Well,
to me, that's common sense.
Yeah.
To me, that's just common sense, but some people are going to say, oh, that's like, and I do think some men age, I don't think that was the case for me. I think I was better looking when I was younger. But I mean, so if you have a choice, like I think being physically attracted to someone is important. Not to say that I don't find like someone who's in their 30s, a woman who's in her 30s physically attractive, but I mean, if you had to choose between her physical attractiveness, it's going to be better when she's 20. So there's that. And does anyone want to come in on that or no? Okay.
I feel like younger guys, I always look at them as like child.
But
more like baby face, you know?
I do think it's different though. Like I do think, like, would you say you like older men in the sense that like a guy who's maybe 1, 2, or 3 years older than you?
I don't have like a preference for like older men.
Mm-hmm.
And like even younger men, like say like right now I'm 20. I wouldn't go 18, but I would go 19 or 20.
Sure.
If they are like mature enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
that's my boyfriend's age. He's a year younger than me.
Yeah.
And it's like totally fine. I never thought I would go for that, but like it's totally fine.
Sure. Word. But yeah, I mean, there's other things too when it just comes to the age thing. Again, like the body count is a thing. There's a higher likelihood she's had some baggage from a previous relationship that she's gonna bring into it. Trying to think what else. Also, I mean, the other thing that this is another factor that I actually just realized that I've kind of forgotten to touch on is if you want children, then let's say you're 35, 40 as a guy. If you want children, if you're dating within your age cohort, I think 35, it starts becoming more difficult for a woman to get pregnant. So that's
Okay.
and so that is another, I think, biological component is that once you can still get pregnant after 35, but it's it's not as likely, and then
It's more complications.
It's a higher risk pregnancy, higher risk of miscarriage. So I mean, let's say you're 40 and you just haven't gotten around to having kids, you're gonna maybe be looking at someone who's 30 or younger, if that's really what you want, because if you want kids as a man, you can kind of do that till you're forever for the most part.
Till it's powder.
Till it's powder.
But that's valid though.
Whereas a woman, she has a kind of a limited time in which she can get pregnant, bring the pregnancy to term, have a healthy child. I think, in fact, like birth defects increase also, so that's another thing to consider. So, I mean, that's certainly one thing. If you want to have kids, that is another reason why men will have a preference for younger. So, yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else I can add to that. Yeah, just I don't know. And it's been my experience that younger women, younger women tend to be more feminine and submissive. So that's cool. If that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, if that's what you're
I feel like
looking
if we'll go with the flow.
Yeah. So, I guess to kind of wrap up the conversation about body count, age gaps, I'll ask one kind of final question. Would you take issue with a man who had a preference for dating someone who is younger and for dating someone who had a low body count? Let's start with Gabby. Okay, start with Rafaela.
If I would,
Wait, like an issue with the man in general, or an issue with the man as like a romantic partner?
So, I guess would you just take quarrel with, or would you take issue with, regardless of if you are romantically interested in this person? If a guy said, "Hey, I prefer dating younger women. This is my preference. Also, I prefer dating women who have a lower body count." Would you take issue with that?
I think I would take issue with the fact that he prefers to date younger women, but the lower body count, I don't think I would have an issue with.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, in my opinion, I know that everyone's going to disagree. Everyone has their preferences, and they're going to stick to that regardless whether I take an issue with it or not. So I'm like, as long as I'm not considering dating them, then I'm not going to, like, come at this person and be like, well, that's wrong. Like, and tell them that their preference wrong. You do whatever. It's fine. It's whatever. I'll do my own thing,
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's just based on everyone's preferences.
As long as it's not creepy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Likewise, I think everybody has their own preference. Everyone has their choices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the same thing. Like, it's you do you, I'll do me.
Sure.
Yeah. Same thing, preferences. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's entitled to have their preferences, boundaries, and standards. I do think it is the case that oftentimes when a man has a preference, boundary, or standard, not always, depends on what, but oftentimes people they might look at him like, hey, they might judge him, they might see that, like, shame him if he has a preference. So my take is women are allowed to have preferences, men are allowed to have preferences. I don't think those preferences necessarily align. I think men and women want different things. I don't think attraction is symmetrical in the sense that what you find attractive in a guy, men may not necessarily find attractive in women.
Yeah.
So traits like, I mean, would you want a guy who's capable of, like, protecting you, providing, who's leader, confident, ambitious, these sorts of things,
yeah,
tall?
Of course.
Okay. And I don't think some of these things guys don't necessarily care about in women. So
That's fair.
So, okay. We're going to leave it at that. Sorry, we got some super chats, guys. We're going to get the super chats and then we're going to wrap up. Okay. Wow, we got a lot here, really. Let's see. Francisco Cruz Cortez with the $5 super chat. Naomi is the homie on one of my favorite channels. Keep up the good work. Is that the guy who works in your kitchen?
No, I used to work with him at my first sushi restaurant. What's up, Francisco? No way. Yeah, he's my coworker from when I was 17.
He's the homie.
Yeah, he's the homie. We worked at Wabi Sabi together.
Sweet.
What's up? That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Francisco.
Francisco, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate the support. Thank you for watching, man. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Mike didn't realize what? Mike Davis $10 again. didn't realize $10 was a sum. I don't know what he means by that. Their sugar daddies must be broke. Wait, what?
Thank you for the $10.
He was the guy who was the
No, I remember. I think he wants you guys. I think he wants you guys to talk shit to him.
Is that a kink or what?
Is that a what?
Is that a kink?
But Mike Davis, I don't know if you're just kind of taking the piss as a supporter. But thank you for the $10 super chat. I think you might be a troll, but okay.
There goes $10 more.
Hype heads, $5. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Hype heads, much appreciated. Consensus, I'm out on bail on house arrest for things I've drunkenly did to what? Jesus. Would you give someone a chance knowing?
Oh my God.
Give someone a chance knowing criminal history?
No.
No.
If
okay.
I know you did something to a woman while drunk, how do I expect you to not do the same thing to me?
Yeah, let's just move. Let's just move on from that one. Yeah. Fucking hype head. 30's the new 20. Am I right? Jackson Flaxen. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Much appreciated. And our homie again with the $50. I keep missing. Have you guys been reading the chat? Has anyone put what the?
No, I don't think so.
Is it South African? Bro, it's Mike Davis. Hey, if you want to just keep roasting us, keep it going, Mike. Relationship with much older men equals much more love and loyalty and commitment. Abo Salamain. Is it South African? Saudi Arabian? I mean, I think it's the Saudi Arabian currency. Yeah. I think. I agree with you, dude. I mean, maybe we'll put it to the panel. So, of the men that you guys meet, date, whatever, like a lot of you are in college, right? I think all of you are in college, right? Mm-hmm. Would you say that most like young guys, they just want to hook up? They're not really looking for anything serious?
I can't give a confident answer on that.
Yeah.
Because my boyfriend's young and that kind of changed it. And I've also met older men who are like just
That's fair.
Not mature at all.
Yeah.
That's fair. And okay, Mike Davis coming in. Combined 97 IQ in the room. All right.
Mike, my Venmo is at Gabby Kaylin. You can talk shit all you want.
Yeah, she
Venmo at Naomi Pacheco.
Mike,
you can talk shit.
Mike Davis, before the show, Gabby came up to me and she was like, I have a degradation kink. So if you Venmo if you Venmo her, or you what did you say, Cash App?
Venmo.
If you Venmo her. Yeah. She encourages it. It's invited. All right, guys. I'm pretty sure that's it for the super chats here. Let's see. Do I want to shout out the Twitch? Eric, can you, before switching over to the window tab, can you switch it to the Twitch?
You know what's so attractive about?
Not Andrew Tate. And then I think we got another super chat that just came in. Is 2 inches enough? $2 from George.
Motion of the ocean. Motion of the ocean. That's all we gotta say. Motion of the ocean.
I like the what's it called? The consistency there with the $2 and the
you work it.
Were you able to pull up Twitch there, Eric? Are you on the Twitch tab? Oh, perfect. Thank you. Let's see. We got Got a couple. Okay, J Card with the bits or the cheers. Thank you, man. D Zoom. Just fucking can't see. Hold on. Scroll back up. Smoke Toe, thank you for the follow. Pantsu, thank you for the follow. By the way, guys, we are live. I think I forgot to mention this. We are simultaneously streaming this on Twitch, twitch.tv/whatever. If you have an Amazon Prime sub, you can sub totally free on Twitch. It's if you have an Amazon Prime, you can set it up. It takes 30 seconds. Quick, free, easy way to support the show. You can sub every month for free. It supports us. It sends us a couple dollars. So yeah, follow us on Twitch. Sub to us on Twitch. Oh, don't move that. Okay. Well, fine, whatever. Maybe hit Control Z. Put it back. Well, just. By the way, guys, Calamity Chris, he's been incapacitated. So Eric, our very friendly Eric, was helping us out today. Anyways, put it back to the full screen there, Eric. So, gotta gather my thoughts here. Oh, that's too loud. Fuck it, whatever. So we're gonna wrap up. Thank you for tuning in tonight. You could have been doing anything else, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. We'll be live again, I believe Sunday at 5 p.m. and then we'll be doing that's for the interview show, and then we will be live again with the dating talk show Tuesday and Thursday of next week, 7 p.m. Thank you to the panel. Much appreciated. Thank you guys for coming, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya.